Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to a special, very, very special Friday night edition of True Crime After Dark. As you can see, I'm pointing the right way. There we go. We have a special co-host, Josh the Posh. Yeah, I'm going whichever way he is. He's there somewhere.
Which way did you go, Doc?
Yeah. I'm always backwards somehow or another. So we have Josh tonight. His channel is Where Lavender Grows. So if you're new here, please do check it out. I believe Mustang, thank you, Mustang, has already got the link in. But we're just going to talk about some. Well, let me. I tried to throw comments up while we're doing it because I want to try to keep it moving along. I don't want to keep Josh any longer than he wants to be here. So don't want to hold him captive too long. But Junior is here. Good to see you always, sir. Chris is here. Miss Paula is here. Mark Schumann is here. Josh is here. Yep. Mustang is here. Good to see you. Let me see. Make sure I don't miss anybody. All right. Mustang says surprise. Junior made it back. He's in Michigan. Welcome again, Junior. Let me see. Okay, so Chris says, I'll explain what drew me to true crime is when a true crime case happened near my daycare place that I went to school with. And what makes me addicted to it is that there's tons of cases. Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot of content.
Yeah, there's too much content for, especially with the missing persons and unsolved homicides. It's just never ending. We could all creators could be up here 24/7. I've said this so many times, and we would just be the tip of the iceberg, But we all do the best we can with trying to get as many stories and out there. Especially I work on cold cases. I know Josh does a lot of cold cases. Not in any way saying that the newer cases aren't important, but it's just cold cases don't get, the longer they go, they just kind of get shoved to the side and some get forgotten. And in my opinion, no missing person should ever be forgotten, no matter how long they've been missing. No unsolved homicide should be forgotten, no matter how long it's been. Their victim obviously deserves justice. The family members deserve justice. So that is why we do some cold cases mostly. So feel free to jump in anytime with anything, Josh. You know me, I'll sit here and ramble all night if you let me.
Oh, that's what I tell my students in class. Just speak up and interject because I like to fill the void.
Yeah.
I can't take the silence too long.
Yeah. So for anybody who might not, or who might be new here, who might not know who Josh is, and if you don't know who Josh is, what have you been doing with your life? Maybe just give us a little background of what you do, who you are, just whatever you feel comfortable sharing.
Okay. Well, I'm Josh, and if you can't tell, I love a lot of purple. All my different hues of purples.
What's purple for you tonight?
Oh my goodness! And I love today's been a purple energy day today too. So, I'm a librarian. I've been in libraries for a number of years. Usually in the higher ed area, and I'm my true crime started probably not true crime that I do.
Wait, what? Is there something we need to know?
But maybe some candy bars from the grocery store or something.
There you go.
But
fairly innocent.
But true crime probably in high school. I got interested in true crime in high school with the JFK and even the Zodiac, and I think it was because I can't remember a specific time, but I think back then we had very limited internet and computers, and I had encyclopedias, National Geographics, and then random books, and somebody had collected a lot of true crime books in one of the schools I was going to. I was an Army kid, so we went to school, and in one of them, I picked up and went, "Oh, what's going on here?"
Yeah.
Read what my parents wanted me to read, but
yeah, I've told this story a million times, but yeah, my first introduction to true crime was I actually read Helter Skelter, which was, of course, about the Charles Manson and all that, written by Vincent Bugliosi, and I probably read it way too young for once, and so that kind of started with cult type crimes, and then with the serial offenders. And then as I got older, I started looking behind that and focusing more on the victims and the victims' families. But yeah, and then I think I don't remember, it was sometime obviously after the book came out, but I think they did of course, this was probably back in the 70s, maybe early 80s. They actually did maybe a TV movie based on the Helter Skelter book. And I remember watching that at a friend's house because I couldn't watch it at home. My parents will be like, why are you watching this? So I remember watching that. And then, of course, I read a lot of true crime fiction. I don't read a whole lot of true crime nonfiction. Now, speaking of Vincent Bugliosi, I do read it. Vincent Bugliosi also has written a lot of books about the American Mafia. So I think I've read every book.
And JFK.
Yeah, and JFK, yeah. So I've read most of his books. So yeah, that was my introduction to true crime. And I saw, if we can pause for 1 minute, Mr. Steve is here.
Steve is in the house.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It is always an honor to have Mr. Steve. He says, platforms like yours have an impact, which I can attest to. Thank you for what you do. Oh my goodness. That is like the highest compliment to get from Mr. Steve. And we appreciate everything, have always appreciated everything that Mr. Steve does and continues to do. And actually, Mr. Steve is what brought a whole lot of us together. I've known Josh through YouTube, through in chats on True Crime Web, and a lot of others. So we are always honored to have Mr. Steve here.
And Mr. Steve was probably he wasn't the first YouTube channel that content creator that I started following, but it was
Hmm.
definitely one of the most sane. As long as
Yes.
well, maybe the craziest part was Sergeant Waffles or the creepy uh
Don't
the
say it.
creepy
Don't
don't
say
say it.
it.
Don't say it.
The
That
creepy
thing still creeps
Kohlberger
me out.
mannequin. I still have nightmares about that freaking creepy Kohlberger mannequin. I'm never going to let Mr. Steve. I mean, it was wonderful, the recreation he did, but oh my God, just, night terrors.
Night terrors.
Uh,
Yeah, I was just like
but yeah, I think Mr. Steve is one of the ones that I did start because once again, I told the story, but how I got into the YouTube true crime world is when the Idaho 4 happened and I devoured everything they showed on mainstream. So I went to YouTube, watched everything I could find on YouTube, found Mr. Steve because at that point I think he had did a couple of videos discussing the Kohlberger case. And then I went back and watched some of his stuff that he had already done. I'm like, man, this good. For one, like you said, he's sane. He was former law enforcement, former CSI, so I knew that he knew what he was talking about. It wasn't just, drama. I stay away from the drama and all that kind of stuff.
I
And so
do
just over
question
the
his
years,
coffee taste, though. I do question that.
well, I really can't chime in on that because I don't drink coffee. I know I probably get hate for that. I've drank coffee before, but not, I prefer my sweet tea, which, I never have a sweet tea far away from me.
I don't trust people
So,
who don't drink coffee. That can't be human.
oh God, Josh, I thought we were friends. Can we still be friends though?
You're an exception. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank
It's that
you. All
Waffle
right.
House coffee. Oh my.
Well, now I can eat me some Waffle House. I like me some Waffle House, but yeah. Once again, when I go to Waffle House, would I get to drink sweet tea?
Chris says he was drawn
Anyway,
by Delphi. Yeah.
oh yeah, Chris says yeah he was drawn to YouTube by Delphi. Yeah, I was too to an extent, but oh, man, that is one of those that talking about drama between creators and stuff like that. I think probably about the only Delphi stuff that I watch regarding or the stuff that I watch regarding Delphi is probably just Mr. Steve, what Mr. Steve has done. Because every time I try to go to a lot of other channels, it's just drama and infighting and da 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 da, and it's just so I'm just like I'm not into that. I'm just gonna stay in my lane, and anyway.
Well, you know me. I got to start some Waffle House drama, and it looks
So
like I have.
Waffle House drama is fine. Waffle House drama is fine.
Steve
Yeah,
had
they're
Waffle House 4 hours ago.
really. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh man. See, I had tuna fish and crackers for supper, which is good. It's good because I need to. Lord knows I need to lose some weight, so I need to stay away from the Waffle House.
I
Um,
did a Brazilian steakhouse
so
tonight.
yeah, you mentioned that, man,
Oh my
making me
goodness! I
hungry.
had lamb and linguiça, and
Mm,
uh, I had some Woodwood Reserve. And yeah, they treated me really well. My
man, it sounds like it. It sounds like it.
and I had
Jeez.
feijoada. If you haven't had feijoada,
What is feijoada? You'll have to explain to me what that is. I'm a
oh,
country girl. Come
you're a
on.
country guy. It's a country dish. It's
Feijoada? What is it?
feijoada. It's a Brazilian dish of uh, white rice, white steamed rice, and uh, black beans, and traditionally probably parts of the pork that most Americans won't eat.
Won't eat.
all
No,
the
I
good,
can get,
all the good,
yeah,
good parts,
the leftover parts.
and then
What's
some toasted cassava
oh,
flour over the top.
yeah.
It's really good if you haven't had it.
I can get into that because I live in farm country, rice country. My baby brother my mom did for years worked at the local rice mill. My brother still works at the local rice mill, so there's no shortage of rice. thank goodness I like rice. Fixed about
Yeah.
any way you can fix it. So yeah, I would probably try it. I could probably try it. I don't know about the pork. I don't know. I would have to just take a little taste of the pork just to see. But then again, if you think about, I'm not trying to gross anybody out, but if you think about hot dogs, what are hot dogs made out of? But hot dogs are one of my favorite things to eat. So
I usually have to go like with a bratwurst or something like that. Hot
yeah,
dogs, they give me indigestion a little bit.
yeah, me too. I found the older I get, I can't tolerate some foods anymore, so I have to be very careful. I have my bad gallbladder, so I have to be careful with what I eat. But anyway,
Ark is in the house.
easy. I'm behind. I'm trying to get caught up. Mustang said Days of Our Lives. Yeah, you're talking about the drama. Yeah. Miss Farr is here. Hello, Miss Farr. Good to see you always. And Miss Farr has been a member for 16 months.
Oh wow! Thank
Thank
you
you,
for
thank
supporting
you.
the channel.
Absolutely. So we get to put a cow in the pasture. Let me find the cow may be hiding from the storms. All right. So thank you very much, Miss Farr. Just one. Melissa Wildcard is here. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Did you say
Absolutely.
Arctic was here, or did I misunderstand?
Oh, I said Far.
Oh,
Far.
Far. Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
Arctic.
got you. I got you.
Stormy is
Sleuthy,
in the house.
Stormy's here. Yeah, she says she's been watching Days of Our Lives since I was born in '84. Just watched today. Yeah, when I went back in the day, I watched a lot of Days of Our Lives. I watched a lot of Days of Our Lives.
I don't know if I've seen 2 episodes.
Yeah, I just, like I said, back in the day in the late 80s, maybe into the early 90s. Of course, growing up in the 70s, my mom, she watched a lot of soap operas, so I guess that's where I got it from. But I haven't watched any in years and years and years. So, all right. So I think I'm caught up. So before I forget to mention it, when we start discussing what we're going to be discussing, if anybody has any particular comments, thoughts, questions that you really want to ask or get across, try to remember to put maybe like some exclamation points in front of, or exclamation marks in front of it, or some questions. That way, when I'm trying to keep up with the chat, I'll be sure to not miss it, try not to miss it. So anyway, if we're ready to get started, you may go ahead and put your slideshow up, Josh.
Sure.
So I'm going to read from my notes for a minute here. So kind of what we're going to be discussing is, so a while back, we did a live stream where we kind of discussed true crime's influence on pop culture, which I thought was very interesting. And then Josh had mentioned, it's probably been two or 3 weeks ago now, that he had done some lectures and some conferences, kind of how true crime and the horror genre kind of go together. And I mentioned that, a lot, speaking for me and some here, it seems like if a lot of us, if you like true crime, you also like horror or any kind of what I call weird stuff. Cause I love anything, true crime, the horror genre, paranormal, cryptids, all the weird stuff. And I was wondering, there's got to be some kind of, maybe it's just personality type, what you like to watch, but I was wondering, if there's just some kind of connection, but aside from individual people, that would make it so common that people are into true crime and horror. So that's kind of the basis that we're going off of. So we're going to be talking about some morbid curiosity, which I'm sure most of us know what morbid curiosity is. I think, in my opinion, to an extent, most of us have some form of morbid curiosity. It could be anything simple as, like, the old, you always say, if you see a bad wreck or something on a road, you can't keep, you have to look at it to see what's going on. To me, that's morbid curiosity. Now, it may not be. Josh may can correct me, and then it can go on up to just being interested in, true crime, serial offenders, things of that nature, and deeper, maybe. I said that's what Josh is here for, because Josh is definitely the smart one of the pair tonight. So maybe I'm hoping he can explain a little bit about this. And then we're going to also be talking about anxiety remediation. Josh will definitely have to explain that to me because I have no idea what that means. I know what anxiety means. And then threat and danger biases as it pertains to true crime, horror genre, things of that nature. So that is the basics of what we're going to be talking about tonight. So make sure, I think I'm still caught up. Make sure I got everybody welcomed in. All right, so I'm going to mark there, and I will let Josh take it away.
Peggy's here too.
Did I miss Miss
Hey,
Peggy? Hold on, let me find her. There she is. Hey, Miss Peggy. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome, welcome.
Oh my goodness. Stormy said, "Oh, I'm getting ahead of you."
Oh, that's okay.
So Stormy said,
Oh, about her grandmother.
grandmother
My
put me to
grandmother.
bed with forensic files.
Yeah, and my other grandmother was oh goodness, unalive, and was oh my goodness,
Your other
was
grandmother? Oh,
executed
wow.
in 2000. That's when mine comes from. Oh my bless, good Stormy, I'm gonna have to have you on here next to
Oh, right.
goodness gracious.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
and man, you just caught me off guard with that, Stormy. Wow. But yeah, I think my horror interest in horror, I blame it on my mother because she let me watch Dark Shadows way too young, which is a supernatural horror. So we're talking about soap operas, basically soap opera. But anyway, man, Stormy, I'm gonna have to get in touch with you. We're gonna have to talk about that. Oh, all right.
We all got some family history.
Oh yeah.
Even some of my true crime, I was saying back to high school, but in my college, I took American folklore some years ago, and I did my project on my great great grandfather, and I found out his second wife was unalived.
Oh man.
And then I found out the person who did it only served a year, and I was like, "Is that common?" This was 1930, and uh, uh, he ran like a little resort um, uh, for uh, entertainers because he was a trick cyclist.
Oh
He was
wow.
trained by P.T. Barnum and Bailey. And
Wow.
he went from the entertainment circuit, goes from Hoboken, New Jersey, down to Miami, Florida during that time, and they went on a summer entertainment thing and left their resort business to the other family who ran, like, the kitchen, and
Yeah.
there was either some argument over a stove, and, his second wife was kind of known as a roughneck, type woman. She carried around 2 Rottweilers and always a 38 snub nose. Can I say that? And
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
it's fine.
okay.
It's fine.
A and that's, what she was unalived with,
Mm.
and it was either argument over money or over a stove, and I
Yeah.
missed the only witness, um, a small African American boy who witnessed it at, like, 6 years old,
Oh my
but I missed
goodness.
it by 2 years. He had passed away.
Wow. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, yeah, like I said, everybody's got something that has happened. I mean, in our family, on one side of my family, we'd always heard that my grandfather's father, um, they tried to say it was an accident, it was an accident. It was an accident. But the story going around, what was believed was that my grandfather's father actually killed my grandfather's mother. Now, the story was that she, of course, this was back in the old days where you still had the stoves and electricity, whatever. And he always said it was an accident. She fell back and hit her head on the hearth on the bricks, and you know but then there's other members of the family that said no, it wasn't an accident. Well, it could have been an accident, but it was because they were fighting and he pushed her, and that's what made her fall back and hit her head and pass away. So, everybody's, and then I've had members of my family that have been, in prison and in jail at various times, but anyway, yeah, everybody's got some kind of history. So, yeah, there's no two ways about it. Um,
Well, yeah, and I think that's fascinating too. Sometimes true crime helps us understand our own families and their
exactly.
connection
Yep.
to events in the past. Yeah.
Yes. Stormy says that her grandma story has been featured on Evil Lives Here. I love that. It's on
Oh
ID
wow.
channel and Deadly
Okay.
Women. Wow. I'm gonna have to.
I will check that out, Stormy.
Yeah, and it gave her name. I had to find it. Something Beats. Betty Lou Beats. Beets.
Oh,
I will
you
definitely
know
look
what?
into that.
When I saw that comment, I thought something totally different, and I was trying to figure out what it meant. I thought it was what is it, the Betty Boop? Uh,
Oh, Betty Boop. Yeah.
I don't know why my mind went
No.
there.
Yeah, and I'm assuming that says Stormy's grandma's name.
Oh, okay.
I'm
And
assuming. Now I could be
my
wrong.
grandma was Betty Sue. Oh my goodness, she'd turn over the
Betty
page
Sue.
if she knew I said that, especially on the
Uh,
live. Uh-oh, I am in trouble. I'm gonna
uh,
be haunted tonight.
oh goodness. Don't get yourself in trouble. Oh goodness. Okay. All right. Oh no. Hold on. You know me. I'm having technical dead. Can't talk and can't do. Okay. There we go. All right. So we'll get down to business. So whenever you are
Uh,
ready, Josh.
All right. Well, uh, a couple of years ago, I started with the Women's and Gender Studies program, a true crime club, and we started talking about these issues. And then I got into some horror classes where I started lecturing a little bit on. And lecturing is probably too much for tonight. I'm not going to sit here and run through a lot of the lecture notes or things like that. So I'm going to take it easy. But I thought here horror and true crime has always interested me. Not so much horror for me. I'm not a horror fan. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I did see Scream 7 last night with a horror class that I actually talked about this same issue that we're going to be talking about with Morbid Curiosity. And in the horror class, they go over the different uh, uh, genres of horror, the different specific nuances of horror. I actually am not an expert in all the different horrors and things like that.
Oh yeah,
Um,
there's a almost said a bad word. There's a ton load of subgenres in horror because you got the
Absolutely.
slasher, you got the psychological, you got the really I don't even know what they call it, graphic stuff. So
And I was introducing this while my colleague was out in a conference, and they were um, wanting me to cover because they had part of the horror class is actually a true crime element, and they have to
hmm
profile a uh, a um, a true crime,
hmm
and so I talk about the ethics of true crime. I talk here. I've kind of use some of the same notes, but here I kinda changed it to morbid curiosity.
hmm
One of the things that sparked me is my mother was a nurse. I actually can't
Oh really?
by herself, she's okay, but you get her with my cousin, who's a mortician,
Oh my goodness.
no, no, and so when I talk true crime, I'm actually, I'm actually more, interested in, timelines and what decisions victimology where what decisions led to them being in the predicament that they found themselves in.
Exactly.
And I I'm fascinated by that, but I also the other day when I was talking about this, giving this lecture to the class, one of my friends that I've known for a long time, uh, I was talking to her, and I was talking to her about it, and I would say, talking about even the scale, I'm gonna introduce there's a morbid curiosity scale too, where you can
Really?
kinda, gauge your morbid curiosity, and I
Uh-oh.
actually score very low, and I found that interesting for a true crimer because I
Yeah.
get into a lot of detail sometimes,
Mhm.
and but she scores very high, and it has a lot of, grotesque questions about, like, if you were in the would you like to travel back to the medieval period and see a
Ooh.
unaliving where they take off the head?
Now, I would like to travel to back to the medieval period. Now, I don't know so much about wanting to see the unalivings, but
Yeah,
uh,
and I sit there and go, take 2 step back because
yeah,
some true crimers scare me, uh
yeah,
especially on some channels and things like
yeah,
that. "Oh,
yeah,
is Trial Junkies here?"
yeah. I was gonna say I want to take time out for a minute to say hi to Miss Z, and Doc and Moo the cat. Please just check out Child Junkies United. They're fantastic. It's always a pleasure and an honor to have Miss Z here. So welcome, welcome, Miss Z. Glad to have you here. All right, proceed. No.
Alright. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, somewhere Stormy says, "From the crime to the thought process to the scene, the forensics." Um, and I'm no Mr. Steve, so, when I talk forensics, I usually talk about it from a very layperson
mhm,
understanding,
mhm.
of it, and, but I still think sometimes and when I hear other people and other channels and stuff talk about it, sometimes I feel, okay, I do have a sane level of
Yeah.
understanding of what, maybe people might dispute that if you watch my channel, I don't know. I love
No.
the show CSI, the crime scene investigation and the forensic. Yeah, those
Yes.
things are interesting,
Mhm.
to me, but I'm one of the ones I asked the class that I taught, I asked, "Do you put yourself in the camp of a horror fan?" And this is a horror class, so I kinda expected them to kinda fall in line with being a horror fan, or would you push yourself into the camp of true crime and is a true crime fan, and is there a difference? And, uh, and, and do you, uh, or is it do you find yourself overlapping? Are you in the middle somewhere? And
See,
that's
when
some
and
Oh, go ahead.
when we were talking about it before we started, you we had talked about that, and I said I'm both. I love true crime and horror, so I mean, and I don't know which I lean towards more. I guess it
Yeah.
depends on what mood I'm in. I don't know, but
Depends on mood.
it
Yeah.
depends on mood. Yeah, I think that's it. Am I in the mood to watch more horror genre related things, such as reading a book or watching a TV show, a movie, or am I more in the mood for true crime, watching binge watching to ID channel all day or whatever, or watching true crime documentaries or things of that nature.
Yeah, absolutely, and, I find myself I'm more into the true crime. I don't know if it's a connection to reality that I need that connection.
Hmm.
Like I said,
Yeah.
I did watch Scream 7, it was awful.
Oh, don't let Miss Paula hear you say that. No.
Uh-oh. Is Paula in the house too? Yeah, uh-oh.
Yeah,
Uh,
Paula's here.
I'm in
No,
trouble. I'm in
no,
trouble with my grandma and Paula
with
tonight.
your grandma. Oh goodness. No, we'll give you a pass.
Will give me
We'll
a
give you
pass.
a pass. See, Miss Z says she's not into horror, or she says not horror. Yes, there's a big difference. I'm assuming that she means she may not be into horror that much. Um, Mustang says she used to watch every episode of Criminal Minds. Criminal Minds is one of my favorite shows of all time. Um, yeah,
And
Miss
there's
Paula
a
likes Criminal.
mix of fiction and true crime there. Yeah.
Oh, I read a lot. If I'm not reading horror, true crime, or if I'm not reading horror fiction, I'm reading some kind of true crime fiction. Is
The
basically what
problem
I
with
read.
the problem with me in true crime there is, like, if I watch, like, Criminal Minds or CSI and they misrepresent something, I get
hmm
upset.
Yeah, yeah,
I get upset. Like,
yeah. I remember when back in the day when CSI, the original CSI, of course, there's been many spin-offs, but when the original CSI was on Echoes, my middle brother, he actually had some friends that were actually real CSIs, and he said they used to sit around and watch the show, and the CSIs would point and go, "No, that's wrong. We don't do that." Da 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 da. And so, yeah, I get where you're coming from.
and all right, there's a couple. Stormy says, horror doesn't scare
Oh, yeah,
me. Real life does. I enjoy
yes,
psychological now, there's a difference, like, when I think of psychological or cosmic horror, I don't know why those attract me, like, Twin Peaks is a cosmic horror, and it's
yeah,
weird and,
mm-hmm,
funky and has cryptic cosmic horror has a lot of, like, cryptic, interpretations, disjointed, uh,
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
dialogue, um, and when you get into that type of horror, even though it's fictional, I find myself a little bit more attracted to it than, like,
mm-hmm.
say, like, slashers or, I call them cheap horrors, like,
Yes.
they
See,
don't
that's what.
scare me. Yeah, they don't
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
don't solve
because
any problems for me either. I
yeah, because I was gonna say, I'm a child of the I was a teenager, young adult in the 80s and 90s. So of course I was raised on the slasher horror, like the Nightmare on Elm Streets, Friday the 13th, the slasher cheesy horror. So of course I love that. But as I got older, I got, I still love to go revisit the cheesy stuff, slasher stuff. But as I got older, I started getting more into the psychological horror because and honestly, the cheesy slasher horror never scared me. I laughed more than, Freddy Krueger to me was a hero. To me, he's supposed to be the bad guy, but everybody loves Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger. And then you had, Chucky, all that. But yeah, I do love psychological horror, and psychological horror can scare me and creep me out. Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Mustang says Sheila, Cold Case Files on A&E was another favorite. Absolutely, I love Cold Case Files.
Oh, sh
Um, yeah, Paula says a while ago, Criminal Minds had new seasons, and there was a reboot of CSI. I think both are canceled. Yeah, I think that Criminal Minds reboot or continuation, whatever they call it, it was on one of the streaming services. I don't know if it still is or not. I haven't checked on it in a while. Miss Z says a lot of horror comes from true crime. Absolutely, yeah. That's like I said in that live stream we did here a while back. That's what we talked about was the influence of true crime on pop culture as far as movies and TV shows and things of that nature.
yeah, Cold Case.
Yep,
I
Cold
actually
Case. I
liked
like Cold
Cold Case.
Case.
I really liked Cold Case, yeah.
Yeah, Paula
Uh,
says she loves the Law and Order and
Order.
the new Matlock. I watched the original Matlock. I watched a little bit of the new Matlock, but yeah, I watched the original with Andy Griffith on it. The original Matlock.
I grew up
Uh,
on Matlock too and Perry Mason.
mhm. Perry Mason. Yep,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The new Perry Mason is quite dark. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a HBO, I think.
Oh, well, I have HBO Max, so if they have it on
And
HBO
and it takes
Max,
detective noir to a very it's darker and more, not safe for work type.
ooh, I might have to check it out.
Oh, I got you
Just
interested.
yeah, I'm telling you, Josh, you don't need to be giving me any more things to add to my to watch list. I've got a list as long as a rap sheet. Anyway, Z says, I like smart dialogue and witty writing in my thrillers and psychological books. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, Mustang says she liked Law and Order Criminal Intent. Yep, I watched that when it was on. Chris says NCIS and NCIS LA. Z says, has anyone watched Alex Cross yet? I haven't yet. It is awesome. They're bringing Patricia Cornwell to our viewing pleasure. It has a great cast. Oh, was that the one with Nicole Kidman and who is it? Jamie Lee Curtis? The Scarpetta series. I do want to watch that.
I'm gonna have to watch that one as well too.
Because I have read a couple of the Scarpetta series by Patricia Cornwell.
Oh, what is the White Lotus?
I've heard it. Paula says I watched episode 1 of the White Lotus. Pretty good. We'll be going back to it. I don't know. It sounds familiar, but I don't know what it's about.
Now, is Beverly Hills 90210 true crime or horror?
No, I watched Beverly Hills. I watched 90210, but it was. Oh, Paula said, yeah. No, it wasn't true crime.
Some
people
might consider it a horror.
Yeah, they might consider it horror if they don't like it. I, for one, was a fan. Yeah. Mustang says she likes NCIS. Paula's been watching repeats of Murder, She Wrote. I watched Murder, She Wrote back in the day.
I watched that one too.
Perry Mason.
Oh, Mustang with Perry Mason.
I did watch that. Ms. Z says, who loved The Forgotten with Christian Slater. Yeah, it was only one season, but I watched it. I loved it. Stormy says, a good show about finding missing people found and only had 2 seasons. Yeah, I think that's the one that we mentioned earlier. Yep. Okay, we're caught up. We're getting a little bit sidetracked here, but all right, continue, Josh.
Well, that's been my experience with you, Dawn, ever since I've been watching your.
I know. Squirrel. That's all it takes to distract me. Anyway,
my grandmama down here in Texas used to say, "Oh, squirrel brained teenager."
Yeah, I'm a squirrel brained 54-year-old apparently.
Anyway, well, these are all great. I really like this conversation because it really goes down, because we've mentioned all the things that we like about true crime and or horror. And and it always got me when we mention why we like this. I kind of think back to, okay, why are we consuming this at such a why do humans like consuming all of this? And I thought back, I showed the class here. I kind of showed, I always start with the Zodiac because of the iconic way Zodiac used the media and how much people drank or got drunk off of I've people who get drunk off of true crime.
Yeah.
And they're in the top right corner, there's a part where the Zodiac calls into the Jim Bar show, and Melvin Belli, a lawyer who actually goes on to represent Jack Ruby, I think.
Really?
Yeah. And he had played on an episode of Star Trek too. I remember.
Oh my goodness.
The original series.
Yeah.
But somebody called in claiming to be the Zodiac, and they wanted to speak to Melvin Belli, and anyway, they go through there, and he says he has headaches, and he screams, and he I had my own version of that today. I told Dawn about it early.
Yeah.
Today was a weird day. It has been a weird day. I was at my university and in a public area where people set up tables and vendors, not really vendors, but social organizations and student orgs and political people and preachers and all that area. And I stepped out hearing somebody screaming, and a Bible was thrown, with papers going everywhere, and then they wind up flipping the tables, and I had to go and get the PD, the school PD to come. I said somebody is flipping tables out there.
I'm telling you, somebody needs to find their happy place or something. I don't know.
And it took 4 officers and they had to take them to a a mental health facility and stuff like that. So I was just, and then I had to stay there for a report and everything. And I'm like, I have, it's just been a
It
weird
sounds
day.
like you had a day. You had a day. You need to find your happy place.
Absolutely. I'm right here with you, Don.
Oh, am I your happy place today at least? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, but even given there, I find it the actual more amusing thing to me is why even I'm trying to figure out why I like true crime, and why I gravitate to. Is it solving puzzles? Is it putting things back together? Is it making sense of what's going on? Um, and I never explained that picture with Melvin Belli. They get the person to agree to meet at this thrift store called Vincent something the Plaza or something like that.
Hmm.
And it's supposed to be a meeting just between there, but the media had gotten a hold of it, and everybody and their brother and dog and mother and sister shows up to see the Zodiac.
Yeah.
A- and as you see there in the right hand corner, just everybody's there with picture. And if you watch the 2007 Fincher film Zodiac, which actually
Hmm.
I find scary, and I'm not a horror. I'm usually not. I actually find the breathing on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
and that's scary to me. That psychological effect.
Yes.
And I still grew up in a. I remember a time of landlines
Hmm. Hmm.
and and stuff. Um, and prank calls. I think I had several prank calls. Plus, where I was living when I was young, like a teenager, we had the old phone. We had the phone number of is it Mr. Peanut? The uh, the Mr. Peanut Man or
You could call Mr.
Golden
Peanut.
Peanut? Golden Peanut.
Oh, Golden Peanut. Okay. I was thinking of the
We had
Planners
the old
Mr. Peanut
number, and
Man.
people would call asking for the
Oh my
Golden Peanut.
goodness.
and and so yeah, it's just crazy. And so I'm interested in like what's going on, what's the phenomena here, what's the
Hmm.
social phenomenon, or what's the individual phenomenon with why we consume true crime or horror. And
Hmm.
because people will uh, they will just tack on to horror even if it appears they don't like it.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
And, yeah, so this was kind of the what I propose in kinda in here is, why true crime and horror, and,
Yeah.
so I wonder what's going on here. What does the audience think about true crime? Or why we
Yeah.
consume it? What draws us to it? I mean, we have zodiacologists and
Hmm.
zodiac cons. We have Crime Con. We have people show up in droves when you talk about crime
Hmm.
or horror. Even down in Brazil, they had uh, horror. When I was down there, um, they had a haunted Ghostbusters like convention.
Oh, really?
And it was scarier than
Yeah.
just like a whole lot of different ghosts and paranormal and things like that, and our sense of danger, attracted to a sense of danger
Hmm.
and things like or the freaky, um, and I think that extends also to like carnival like or carnival type things where they had um unfortunately, so they created a lot of with people with uh, who suffered deformities or disabilities or things like that.
Yeah.
They tried to portray
Yeah.
them as freaks or
Yeah.
things like that, and unfortunately, that causes a victimhood in
Yes.
an exploitation. And there's
Hmm.
there's exploitation horror. We were talking about that
Oh yeah.
before.
Oh, what is the name of that movie? I've watched it. It's basically it deals with the whatever the people. Todd Browning did it. Oh my gosh, I can't think of it for the name of my life for the save my life. But it's an older movie.
Mm.
Probably came out. I don't know, maybe 60s or 70s.
Mhm.
Somebody will have to remind me. But yeah, that's what it was about. It was just the exploitation of the and how they kind of started fighting back. Man, I wish I could remember the name of it. Anyway, it might come to me or somebody in the chat will get it. I know Todd Browning directed it, I believe. Anyway, my squirrel brain's going again.
Yeah, definitely. And so I'm
Uh,
interested in this phenomenon. Um,
mm-hmm.
oh, Trial Junkies. Yeah, the oddity
It
shows.
shows, yeah.
Uh, and it was really wicked what they went through, and there was a lot of um uh labor injustices there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, and yet people kept coming and would,
Uh-huh.
and even some of them would be put into positions um uh of reenacting true crime or reenacting horror um
Mm-hmm.
uh during those times. And you even see it going back even in like Henry VIII's day. There were um theater shows and things that were put on throughout the city that would
Mm-hmm.
replay can you say uh, unalive or executions, can you say that? I
Yeah,
don't know.
you say whatever. Say whatever you
Okay.
want. It doesn't matter.
I always think the YouTube phenomenon, I always thought that they should create, like, if they're gonna have this model, a where you
Mm-hmm.
could label your channel true crime,
Mm-hmm.
and then your advertisers or whatever the model is, they're prepares for that type of language.
Yeah. And I think that's basically all these words that you're not supposed to say. That's all it comes down to is who is how much they push the video or the live stream out, and then what if you monetize it, you know, which if any sponsors will advertise on it, which I don't care about that. So we can say whatever we want to tonight.
Okay. I'm always worried on my show too, where like, okay, am I gonna get some sort of content? But
Yeah. You know,
anyway, oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. Anyway, I just find this phenomena, and I was fascinated with even like the intersection of like my mother. She's a nurse. She does not like true crime. Period.
Really? Well.
Doesn't watch it. But when she talks nursing stuff, it gets into like anatomy and
Mm-hmm.
things that, and I go, and I'm sitting there. Uh,
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I don't want to eat. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
let me go watch my true crime show. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
and so I'm fascinated that there's a difference with horror. Like, there's still horror aspects of the way but she consumes differently than I do.
Mm-hmm.
And
And I
I
wonder, I mean, interrupt you. What kind of nurse is she? I know there's different kind of nurses. Does
Oh,
she deal with?
she was an LPN, and she did a lot of working with her specialty was, um, she did home health, and her
Okay.
specialty was dementia and,
Okay.
other Alzheimer's and stuff like that. She took
Yeah.
care of patients and
Well,
things
I
like.
asked because you said even though she's a nurse, she didn't really like true crime,
Yeah,
and I would think
or
maybe
horror,
if you or horror,
yeah.
and I think maybe if you were something like an emergency room nurse, a trauma nurse, where you see what can happen with
You
with
already take
things
in
that
that.
happen in true crime, all the horrible things that people do to other people, and nurses have to see what can happen that might have maybe an effect on people, nurses, as far as not wanting to see horror movies and or true crime stuff because they have to see it in real life, if you know what I'm saying.
Well, but then there's moments in my life where I am interested in, like, I was in Switzerland in St. Gallen. It's a canon library, like a Catholic canon library, and uh, oddly enough, I was more interested in the mummy that they have there. It's like a
Mhm.
real mummy, and it's
Mhm.
open, and you can see it. And in that moment, for that time, I was a little like, "Oh, I've never seen one before."
Yeah. I've been always been fascinated with mummies or the Egyptian culture and the mummies and all that is just another one of my I don't say passions, but another one of the things that I'm really really interested in.
Trial
Um,
Junkies, even echoes that with, like, the skeleton or mummified body found in a funhouse refers to Elmer McCurdy,
oh yeah,
20th
did I miss
century
that?
train
Hold
robber.
on. Oh, there it is. Yes, I have heard that. Yeah, Ms. Z
Huh.
said the skeleton or mummified body found in a funhouse refers to Elmer McCurdy, an early 20th century train robber whose remains were mistaken for a wax prop for over 60 years. He was found in 1976 in California. Yes, I have heard that story. I've watched two or three shows on probably on ID Channel or Discovery Channel does a lot of things like that. But yes, I have heard that story. And
Oh,
it's
by
just
the way go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
By the way, if you haven't seen Trial Junkies, channel, please do check that out. I,
Absolutely.
was on there the other night, and I was just this person is just very justice oriented, and,
Yes.
I really took that in, and that's the when I talk true crime, there's and that's what I was trying to explain to this class because 'cause they're a horror, class, and they are, uh I wanna make sure when they actually cross the line from horror into their true crime project, I really want them to come at it from an ethical and justice-oriented understanding rather than the sensational side of horror, if that makes sense, or
Yes.
if that's the line, or I don't know if I'm creating a line or if there's, um, because I know lines always become fuzzy uh,
Mhm.
uh, uh, and things like that, and I wanted to really express and get them to where they produce a thoughtful, reflective, justice-oriented profile of
Yes.
their um, because I've seen the harm sometimes since or blurring the lines between horror and true crime where there's actually representations of the family, of families of victims and,
Mhm.
people involved, within the true crime being portrayed. I think earlier, over in my region, kind of made national news for a pizza place that made a Dahmer pizza.
Oh, yes, I remember hearing about that. Yes.
And that's just a sensational thing to do, and I
Yes.
think they got sued for it, and,
Yeah.
by victims' families, and
Mhm.
I've seen the consumption of true crime, uh, take because of sensationalism and outright wild theories and, unethical approaches to
Mhm.
naming people. That's why I
Yep.
appreciated Mr. Steve's channel where, "Hey,
Yes.
if it hasn't been mentioned in we're not gonna use their name here," um, and because I've seen where in the Delphi case, that happened with one of the family, and, true crime content makers went off with it and sensationalized their channels, and so I'm trying to get an ethical understanding of consumption that that
Yes.
that human reality there, that
Mhm.
human reality, that human event is, intimate for some people or
Yes.
for people going through it,
Mhm.
and it's not just a commodity that
It's
belongs
not
like,
just
it
a
doesn't
money
belong to
maker.
you.
Yep.
It
It's like
doesn't that's yeah.
yeah, like Ms. Z says, we cannot forget that these are real people and families involved in these crimes. Absolutely. And that's why I do my best. And I think we do a pretty good job here of keeping it non-drama, sticking to the facts. We don't victimize families or the victims. I only watch channels. I'm very selective in the other channels that I watch. Um, Basically the same thing. They, stick to the facts that have been released by law enforcement or court documents. They don't exploit or victimize families and so on. So, yeah, I completely understand what you're saying. Absolutely.
And I'm sorry, I kind of got into my lecture soapbox mode.
It's fine. Like I said, you talk about whatever you want to talk about, sir.
So yeah, and I just because I'm really I really want the learners in the class, especially a horror class, because it is about horror in the sensationalism and the chill up your spine and the thing. But when you come to true crime, uh I really want an approach when they do the profiles that really makes sure that they reflect on that line between horror and true crime. And I'm not saying that there isn't an overlap that
Yeah.
because even sometimes I deal with the with um sometimes true crime is entertaining to me in one way.
Mm-hmm.
I have those moments where it's more entertaining. I'm more in my entertainment mode, or
Yeah. Yeah.
like on a Reddit feed not too long ago. The Reddit feed is actually why we love true crime, and in one of them there was a thread of someone who's actually been a victim, and they said they watch true crime because it relaxes them.
Oh, true crime relaxes me.
Yeah,
I'm glad I'm not the only one. Because my
I
mom was
wanted
like, "Are
to.
you watching true crime again?" I'm like, "It's relaxing. It's my comfort. You have comfort food. It's like my comfort entertain or not entertain comfort watch is watch a little bit of true crime and it relaxes me. As weird as it sounds, but I was going to
Yeah,
say you were talking about the how some people if they watch okay, so we have people that watch true crime and horror, and I'm wondering if some of these channels or people that sensationalize the true crime is maybe they watch horror, which is purely entertainment, not real, and then that kind of drifts over into the true crime, so therefore they think the true crime, they kind of maybe in their mind say, well, it's not, get the mindset that it's not real, it's entertainment, it is real, but kind of blur the lines into making true crime into entertainment because they do watch horror. I don't know if I'm making any sense at all right
yeah,
now, but
yeah, and I'm wondering about that, especially those who are more like horror focused, but they're also like they're more a horror fan than they are true crime, or
then
they're
true
kind of
crime,
both.
yeah, see that, yeah, that's what I'm saying is they watch more horror, but then when they do watch true crime, they treat it as it is, as if it is just another horror movie or horror story, and maybe that's where the sensationalism and desensitization, if I can't say it, they get
Like
desensitized. That's what I'm trying to say, and that's kind
like
of maybe why they treat it like that.
I refuse because of some of the victims' families, and their responses to like the was it Netflix that did the Dahmer series,
Yes, yeah,
and
the
now
families.
they have Ed Gein now, and
I don't know if it started yet, but yeah, they're gonna do an Ed Gein. Yeah.
I've just like I've chose not to watch it. I
Yeah,
may
I
watch
haven't
it
watched.
eventually, but
Hmm.
I just have trouble with it in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, and if the victims' families have trouble with it, then I kind of feel like, I should have trouble with it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and from what I've read, the victims' families. Now once again, I have not watched the Dahmer yet. I said, I'm like you. I've had it on my watch list. I just haven't. I'm debating. But yeah, that's what they had the problem with. From what I've read, is that it kind of sensationalized and kind of romanticized Dahmer, and that his victims kind of chose to have a relationship with him when they really didn't. They didn't have a choice. So yeah, um, I understand what you're saying, and I agree. So also a reason that I kind of haven't watched it yet.
Let's see. What's going on in chat?
Um, See, Ms. Z says, I feel that when we treat true crime as just entertainment, it can be a problem. Absolutely. We have to have some kind of respect. I agree. I don't like watching when they make movies and it is about the offender, basically. Yeah. I would rather, if I'm going to watch a movie based on a real true crime, I want it to be focused more on the victims and the victim and the family, not so much on the offender. I think maybe that's what Ms. Z is getting at.
Well, and when you think back, kind of sometimes he's given credit as sometimes I've even heard the father of true crime. I actually don't buy that. I think true crime. You can go back to Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, but Truman Capote in Cold Blood. Um,
Yes.
it took place in Holcomb, Kansas, I think and
Hmm.
that was Truman Capote was just an odd character, but he also
Yes.
the families felt like he sensationalized the
Hmm.
perpetrators, uh,
Yep.
the offenders of the crime, in a way that was. And then I have it on my shelf somewhere. And the and when I first read it, it's hard to tell. It's very fic sounds like a fiction novel more so
Yes.
than
Yep.
and
Yep.
it's
I've read it. Hmm.
sensationalized. You've read it?
Hmm. Yeah.
And, and I read it years ago. I think I was even in high school when I read it, and even then, I was just like, "This is really, you know, really." I mean, and it wasn't an unsolved one, and I think I had problems with it. Just
Hmm.
and when was that written? That was back
Oh God. I wanted to
60s
say 60s.
or 70s.
Let me look at it right quick. Yeah, I think it was. Give me one second. Oh,
Let's see. Your your computer is slow.
are you talking about me? Yeah, it is. Um, 1966.
1966. Yeah.
Yep.
And kind of almost near the time here with the Zodiac
Mhm.
and I feel like this is before social media and
Oh yeah.
Zodiac blew up. There was zine
Mhm.
making. There's tons. There's a zine making archive. I'm trying to remember in San Francisco because that was a big zine. Does everybody know what zines are? Uh, they're
Magazines.
like
Oh.
they're little handmade zine. They're
Oh
artwork.
yeah. Yeah.
They're often used in to like marginalized communities and stuff like that. But there
Oh,
is a
okay.
true
Yeah.
crime zine. Matter of fact, one of the Zodiac suspects that has come out recently, like the Paul Doer, who was the guy, Jack, somebody who wrote, um, taught, it thinks that it kind of identifies a suspect that was all into zines and used familiar language, and even
Uh huh.
Zodiac in his letters and use of media, kind of his Halloween card was very zine-like, and
Mhm.
and and so it kind of has a very San Francisco feel, and but people were consuming the type of horror, zine
Yeah.
making horror. These weren't justice oriented in a lot of ways, but
Yeah.
I find it. So that's my curious question about is this consumption and consumption of fear. I think I'm gonna, uh, where I really talk about fear and why we eat fear up in a
Yeah.
way, and you can see there we have like there's like The Exorcist and a
I love The
supernatural and
Exorcist.
paranormal. Yeah, and
Mhm.
it winds up in the tabloids. Exorcist 3 is even based off the Zodiac. It was kinda like a what is it, a cannibalistic, uh,
Yeah.
um, offender and goes and it was the Gemini offender, and
Mhm.
another
Mhm.
zodiac sign. And so I really found that this is kind of uh, what is it about fear that I guess it's when we think about it, it's something innate to humans and
Yeah.
something that we all participate in, whether we want to or not.
Yeah.
There are times where we are fearful and we
Mhm.
experience that together.
Yeah.
Um, and at different times and things like that, there's been times I've been very afraid in my life.
Yeah.
And but I'm not a thrill seeker. I don't like roller. My sister was the roller coaster person. I don't like roller coasters.
I don't
And
either. I've never been a thrill seeker. My brothers, uh, Echoes and the baby brother, they're the thrill seekers. As far as like the roller coasters and exploring and going to places and traveling and just whatever they can get into, especially Echoes. He's all over the place, but yeah, I've always been the one. I'm happy just to don't do roller coasters, don't do. I don't like to get out of my comfort zone, basically.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, I understand what you're saying.
yeah. Um, anyway, yeah, it's just a crazy thing. Oh, a side note, the some of the pictures are from a graphic novel here by Stephen Friel, um, a UK cartoonist,
Hmm.
and wrote in the 70s, or wrote this graphic novel, and so, and I find it interesting some of the how it turns out, and I'm finding a
Uh,
lot more out there. There's some graphic novels of true crimes, and um,
really,
yeah, we're getting,
I'm gonna have to
and I
check it out.
wonder, I wonder if one day you might see a graphic novel based off of the Idaho 4 or something like that. And I don't. Sometimes I have it just like the zines, just um, like, uh, why are we into this, and why we?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the first Idaho 4 movie. Them to start talking about making the first Idaho 4 movie, because there's going to be one. In my opinion, there's going to be one at some point. Um,
Oh, Trial Junkie has some more good sayings here. Some more good comments.
let me see. She said the Black Dahlia case. Keep hold on, my comments are jumping. Black Dahlia case is the one I've always been interested in. I will have to cover that. It was in 1947. Now talking about you've been talking about the Zodiac. Wasn't there some kind of connection? I don't know how true it is because I think it came from Nancy Grace. Some kind of connection made to nothing against Nancy Grace. I've been watching her since back in the day,
I
but I just watched something. I'm sure other people have done something. Was there some kind of connection they tried to make between the Black Dahlia and I know we're getting off topic. Black Dahlia and the Zodiac. Something
Here
I don't know. It's
recently,
something.
there's I forget the name. They put some sort of name of a person out there, um, with the black and what was Gene? Um, my mind's did we lose you, Southern Gal?
No, I just turned my camera
Okay.
off for a minute. I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's been some rumors and that even connections like with the Zodiac to the Phantom Offender in Texarkana,
Oh, the Texarkana. Yeah,
uh,
I think. Yeah,
and
I think I'd heard that one. Yeah.
because he wore a hood,
Yep, he did, and it looks
just like the
similar to the one that Zodiac wore.
and matter of fact, I was gonna in this, I talk about how that infamy and incel-like behavior of leaving some sort of uh, icon, and I think we missed a Trial Junkie comment back that I think really covers that. Um,
Which one was it?
it was up further than the Black Dahlia comment.
So she had one that says that's we cover stories of offenders. I say their name once or twice and then usually give them nicknames like Knuckle Dragger or Scumbucket. I'm not making them famous. Yeah. Let me
Oh, that's
make sure.
interesting. I might have to I've never quite done, like, nicknames. I've always kept it vague or general, but I kind
Yeah.
of like that sense of see. That's why I like watching Trial Junkies
Yeah.
because there's some
It,
justice oriented. Like let's
yes,
let's punch it back the other way.
exactly.
I guess
So,
that's my sense of justice that I want to happen with true crime,
yes.
and I'm hoping I'm getting that across to the horror class,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
I think we read that one. She did say, I feel that when we treat true crime as just entertainment, it can be a problem. We have to have some
Mhm.
kind of respect. I agree. I don't like watching when they make movies and it is about the offender. Yeah. I just want to make
Yeah,
sure I didn't miss.
and trials, yeah, I don't like to fear or get scared. Doc got one on
Um,
me when I got off that. I
oh,
was
there it is.
gonna
Okay. Says, nope, don't like to fear or get scared. Doc got me on one. And when I got off that, are you talking about a roller coaster?
oh,
I was done. I told God, if you get me off safe and sound, I will never be dumb enough to get on one again. I'm there with you, sister. I don't do roller
yeah, I
coasters.
don't do it. I don't do it, no. My sister always had she was the thrill junkie and stuff like that.
Yeah, I say that my brothers are. Hey, Boston Christian, good to see you, friend.
Oh, good to see you, Boston.
Welcome.
No, no, never late, always
Yep,
in.
never
No,
late.
always
You're fine.
it's
Yeah,
wherever you meet the conversation.
yeah. Z says there is a guy who thinks there is a connection between the Black Dahlia and Zodiac.
I
Yeah,
always
I
have a
remember.
problem with the distance. There's 20 years difference, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get me lying. I have to brush up on my Black Dahlia and Zodiac details. But
I
yeah, I
watched
said
one.
here a while back, something came up. Nancy Grace did something. There other people did it, but I think I watched the Nancy Grace one or a part of it. Something about somebody had trying to make a connection between the two. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's what's her name? Is it Jean Spangler? I think it is. The disappearance of yeah, she disappeared in Hollywood. Kirk Douglas may have been one of the ones last to see her.
Oh
She
goodness.
left her apartment and a baby in apartment. Went to some famous like there's a famous bar she was last seen
Mm-hmm.
at, and then she disappeared. And although I think really when I was looking at this case, I think maybe an ex-husband actually is more the likely perpetrate offender of that.
Yeah.
She
See now you.
disappeared, but there's some people that because like where she was at was just down from the doctor that was a has kind of been accused of the Black Dahlia.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
his house is just down, not too far away from Gene Spangler's neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and she was last seen at a like a park or something, or at a bar. Or,
Yeah.
something of hers was found, like a purse or contents, are found in a park nearby. Not that she was
Yeah.
seen there, but some
Yeah.
content.
Yeah.
Um, so are we caught up in comments, or
Yeah.
can I go on to the next?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Z says, yes, that was an actress. I think she had a note with the name Kirk on it. Because you mentioned Kirk
Yeah,
Douglas,
I
maybe
seem
even
to
last one.
remember
Yeah.
there's a note involved. I can't remember if it had Kirk on it, but if Trial
Yeah.
Junkie says it's probably right on.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, there was. And but even Kirk Douglas, I think, was interviewed by police and said, "Yeah, I was walking and saw her outside of her apartment because he
Mm-hmm.
lived nearby or something like that." I
Yeah.
don't think she was a star yet. She had played in a few things,
Yeah.
but she wasn't all that well known. But she was rising up to the top, and there's rumors that she may have had an affair with Kirk Douglas and things
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
that one. Okay, before I get sidetracked in that,
No, it's okay. It's okay.
you're
You
rubbing
know
off on
me.
me, Don.
I know. I'm sharing my squirrel brain with you.
Anyway, I found there's a psychologist, Laurie Santos, Dr. Laurie Santos, and Colton Scrivener. They have she has a podcast on happiness. She's a cognitive. She studies comparative cognitive and cognitive behaviors. Uh, and what that is that's interspecies. Like I don't know if that's the right word. She compares the psychology of different species
Yeah.
and their
Yeah.
and she specifically studies like happiness and fear and stuff like that. And Colton is from Dr. Colton Scrivener, who
Hmm.
he wrote a book called Morbid Curiosity, and he kind of he's from Arizona State, and this is a good podcast here. And I'll try to share. Is it but they cover this why horror movies and true crime can make you happier. And when I saw that title, I was like, "Wait a minute, what?"
But it's
'Cause
true. Like I said, horror movies or true crime movies or just ID channel. That's my comfort go to is to watch a horror movie or watch some true crime, whatever. That's comfort to me.
mhm.
Comfort to me. So
Yeah, so check out this. It's called the Happiness Lab, and
yeah.
um, if I get the link here soon, maybe I'll throw it in chat or something. Um, but the Happiness Lab, she cover it's all about happiness and human happiness. But the last thing I expected to see was horror movies and true crime.
Yeah.
But then when I thought about it, I was just like, "Oh, well, people consume it for a reason." And, um, and they have a, what is Paula
Yeah,
okay, Boston.
Paul had said horror movies provide a nice escape from everyday life for me. So yeah, that's same thing. And then Boston says, yeah, on a normal day for me, I love to scream then jump. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's those elements that, somebody mentioned escape, and they talk about that
Mm-hmm.
in here. They talk first they start off the conversation about, how in biological senses and things that we consume fear, and they talk about anxiety to kind of in a controlled setting.
Mm-hmm.
And they use the word like anxiety remediation, where you get small doses of anxiety
Mm-hmm.
in different, and she talks about the animal kingdom and different ones that in play. They talk about how in play, and you watch puppies, you get a new couple puppies and they play and they sneak around the corner and jump out
Mm-hmm.
at each other, and
Mm-hmm.
um, they play and tumble and uh, throw the paws at each other,
Yep. And
and
cats do the same thing. Yep.
cats do the same thing. You get the laser pointer out and they're all over and they pounce,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and things like that. So there's and that play mimics a lot of their hunting skills and
Yep. Their
their
predatory behavior. Yep.
predatory behavior, but also their defensive behavior.
Yep.
And uh, um, and they start talking about just the different elements of anxiety and fear and how it's played out in the animal kingdom, and how humans mirror that, and how we get those. I mean, you even see. I remember maybe my brother and I. We used to even do what the puppies do, wrestle
Mm-hmm.
around,
Yep.
and
Yep. Me and my
and
brothers did the same. Yep.
And it they were talking about how we train our bodies for anxiety uh, remediation, and to take small elements of anxiety and let ourselves get used to that in a controlled setting. Um, Colton describes, like, during the pandemic, a study he did that he expected to find, he did a study on resilience, positive and negative resilience, and he was actually looking at people like horror fans and true crime fans and things like that as an indicator of their resilience and stuff like that. And
Mm-hmm.
he was talking about how in it people who non-horror fans actually reported a lot more negative resilience. In other words, they felt unprepared,
Mm-hmm.
and then your horror true crime feeling like they not that they didn't have nervousness or didn't experience fear or a different thing, but they felt like they were more prepared for it. And
Yeah. And
and
that makes
actually had
sense to me. Yeah.
yeah, it was a crazy thought to me in a way of, um, in their talk here about it and, in, um, Morbid Curiosity and how we take in, like, violence and
Mhm.
horror and things, like that, and some of those curiosities as well.
Yeah.
And, um, they anyway, it was a fascinating talk about that, and they kind of go through the different types of true crime or horror, uh, you know, we mentioned thrill seekers earlier. Like,
Mhm.
you have yours that are really just in it because they like the thrill, your horror, they like the thrill,
Mhm.
um, of it, and they're not really scared, they just like the thrill of it in a way,
Mhm.
um, and, uh, another one that they described was, like, the white
Mhm.
knuckle true crime horror, mostly horror, like a horror person, and that's the
Yeah.
person who's genuinely scared,
Yeah.
uh, but they wind up consuming the content anyway.
Mhm.
They want to be in that position, and that what is that? You always get the snugglers, I always thought the
Yeah.
people who, like, in college, that would, uh, watch a true crime and they're hugging on for dear life. They never
Hugging the pillow or whatever happens to be
hugging the
close.
pillow,
Yeah.
hugging
Uh,
each other,
each other. Yeah.
uh
Yeah. And to me, I get more what you call the white knuckle and the anxiety and the fear factor from psychological horror. Now I
mhm.
can watch slashers and stuff like that all day. It doesn't phase me. When I get into the psychological and the you never know what's around the corner, what's going to happen, and then just the mind effery of psychological horror. That's what makes me the white knuckle, and I'm sitting with the pillow, and I'm sitting on the edge of my seat, and just like, what's going to happen next? What's going to happen next? Yeah.
I've seen
So
people, I just love it when somebody, they scream and jump on the other person like, "Oh my god,"
yeah, yeah.
and then grab a piece of popcorn the next moment. I'm just
Yeah, I'm just like, yeah, back to normal. Oh, I love me some jump scares, during like slashers or suspense horror. I love me a good jump scare. They'll get me every once in a while. But yeah, to me, the psychological horror was what really makes me think and what really makes me, I dare not watch it, even though I love to watch. I watch most movies at night, especially horror movies or whatever. But then again, I watch, like I said, a psychological horror, and I will not sleep the whole night. I'll be open, eyes open, looking around, looking for every shadow or hearing every creak or whatever. It's just something about the psychological horror just gets to me more.
well, there is sometimes, that I'm watching true crime
Yes.
and I hear something outside and I
Yes.
check my doors for is it locked?
Yes. I'm the same way.
I'm like, I check my window,
Yes.
over there, and I've been fascinated with it. Well, I'm not much of a horror fan, but
Hmm.
and I don't feel that often, but every once in a while, I'm just like,
I know what you mean. Because I will watch sometimes because I sleep with my TV on. I have to have some kind of so either sleep with my TV on or with I'll put my phone on Spotify or something for music because I just can't sleep in complete silence. And usually my go-to because it runs all night is the ID channel. So of course I'm going to sleep watching true crime. I don't know how healthy that is for my psyche, regardless.
I
But
was just
yeah,
talking
true. It
I was
just
just talking to my brother about that,
mm-hmm.
because I was just like, well, because he's not a true crimer, and he was talking like, really, I just get angry when things happen, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, it's no surprise to me, so why do I wanna watch that content? And then
Yeah.
he was like, "Are you one of those that leaves the TV on a a true crime documentary or runs Forensic Files?" And I'm actually not. I can't
I
sleep with
am.
that, I can't but I related that, I told him, it wasn't necessarily true crime. I don't sleep. I have to have my white noisemaker, and I can't
Yeah.
have the TV on at all. No content, no podcast, no. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter if it's Martha Stewart. I can't.
Don't get me started on Martha Stewart. The only time I will watch Martha Stewart is if she's with Snoop Dogg, because I love Snoop Dogg. But anyway, that's a whole different squirrel.
The squirrel. We're all down.
Anyway, that's a whole different conversation for another live stream. But Z says, sadly, I usually am trying to figure out what happened to Doc. What happened? Doc has gotten used to me doing it, and even now jumps in giving his idea of who did it. I brought him over to the dark side. Good for you. We need more people on the dark side. Oh, but yeah, and I had a thought that I was gonna point I was gonna make a while ago, and now I've completely forgotten what it was. Oh, true crime. Watching true crime.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can watch a horror movie for the most part, unless it's a psychological. But I, and I sleep, all night, have no problems, no. But let me watch a true crime where the case involves somebody sneaking into the house and either taking somebody from their house or unaliving them, because that is one of my deepest seated fears, is somebody coming into my house and taking me, either unaliving me or taking me out and doing horrible things. I mean, if you get what I'm saying, that's what scares me the most. That's one of the things that scares me the most. Is just because to me, your home should be your safe place, and I keep the doors locked 24/7. If I'm a day off of work, if I'm here, and I live out in the country, my neighbor is my uncle. I mean, so there's no neighbors close around, but my doors are locked 24/7 because it's just the fear of just somebody invading your home, your space, your safe space. It's just that's what scares me probably the most about any kind of true crime. Aside from one of my loved ones going missing or whatever.
Oh no! I just saw a Mr. Steve.
Yeah, this one. He says, Mr. Steve says, I'm surprised when out with Mrs. Steve eating, people sitting nearby have not called Ellie and reported the extended conversations covering deaths, blood spatter, and body parts. I'm too. But hey, if you ever get in that situation, just call any one of us. We will gladly vouch for you or bail you out of jail, whichever. Now, if you have
I see. I'm gonna pick on Waffle House again, because I swear I've heard more true crime content in the Waffle House than
Waffle House is a whole true crime and horror story all in itself. I'm telling you.
Well, to me, even the food is a horror story. But
now look, I like the hash browns. I'm a hash brown. I don't so much eat the waffles. So every time when we eat at Waffle House, I'll get like I love omelets, or their omelet bowls with a side of hash browns. I don't think I've ever gotten actually a waffle from the Waffle House.
I am traumatized though. When I was on a youth camp thing, church camp thing when I was young,
goodness. Mm-hmm.
And we went to St. Louis.
Mm-hmm.
And we were traveling late at night for some reason. It was like 2 a.m. or something.
Oh my goodness.
And people were hungry, and teenagers and guys and girls, all them were getting really, really hungry. And the youth pastor, well, we could go to a Waffle House. We pull up in there, and we get everybody out in the parking lot, and then go into the Waffle House, and we're filling up this Waffle House, because we found an empty one, kind of one with just one person in it.
Yeah.
And we walk in there, and all of a sudden the youth pastor was like, "Oh, nope, everybody out. And there was somebody without a lick of clothing on, standing in the door, where the supplies are or something.
Yeah.
The kitchen, and then the door that goes. Somebody was standing there without a lick of clothes on. And the youth pastor was like, no.
I can say that does not surprise me in the least. I'm telling you. I'm telling
So
you.
that's my childhood scar horror story.
Yeah. That is a it's a wonder somebody has not made a horror movie set in a Waffle House. Now there might
People,
be, and I just haven't seen it. I don't know, but that would be perfect.
I can imagine like a diner or something. There has to be a diner horror. I can't think of one off.
Yeah, yeah, I have watched some movies that are set in like diners. Maybe they couldn't use the actual Waffle House name, but maybe that the diner was supposed to be kind of like a Waffle House kind of place. But yeah, yeah. So Waffle House and Walmart's horror story, like I said, horror stories unto themselves. And I
No
did work
kidding.
at a Walmart for 15 years, so I have horror stories. Just like Mr. Steve says he has horror stories from Waffle Houses. I have plenty of horror stories from working at Walmart for 15 years. So,
Well, and there's been quite a few uh like serial offenders connected to Walmart and purchasing stuff from Walmart.
I'm
We
telling
should
you, I
even
was going to
track them.
say that every time when they find something or this person bought something, where they buy it at? Walmart.
Walmart.
Oh my God,
Like
come
up
on.
in my area, the suitcase serial offender. I think
Mm-hmm.
two girls in a suitcase, and they tracked the suitcase all the way back to Walmart.
Back to
And guess what
Walmart. Yeah.
Walmart has? CCTV.
Exactly. That's what I don't understand. Why do these people go buy stuff at
Don't
Walmart when
go.
they know Walmart, not only the inside, but the parking lot is covered with CCTV? So I don't know.
We're not back in
But
the days of the mom and pops where you can just get in anonymously.
exactly, exactly. But I mean, most criminals aren't known for their superior brain skills. So I guess we can chalk it up to that. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh,
Uh,
I just anyway. Um, somebody did a hash brown. Waffle House
oh,
hash browns, great smothered covered cap top
so- Boston's talking my language.
trips. Uh, wait until you have like what is it? We need a horror hash browns.
Oh, horror hash browns, yes. Oh, and
Cap
Boston said I
diced,
used to work there through nursing school. Bless your heart.
cap diced,
Bless your heart.
decapitated,
Yeah,
sliced.
sliced, diced, decapitated. What else can you do to hash browns? Think you're onto something, Josh. They
Uh
should do that around Halloween. That should be their Halloween special.
oh.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
Z
I need
says
to forget.
no one would be scared. They would just think, oh, that's just the Waffle House. Exactly. Exactly.
Oh,
Just Waffle
just
House.
another night at the Waffle House.
Exactly. Another night at the Waffle House. Mustang says Waffles has good biscuits and gravy. Yes, they do. They do. Um,
Oh Jesus.
yeah, Z says the offender should get their ought to go to Home
Oh
Depot
my
to get
god.
their yeah. Why don't they ever go to
Singing
Home Depot? Oh goodness. Okay, here we
waffle
go.
horror picture show.
Waffle horror. Waffle Horror Picture Show will be a great remake. Yes, it
Oh
would.
my god.
Frankenfurter is going to the Waffle House. Oh my
Oh
goodness. I love
wow.
it, Mr. Steve. Because I love
Oh, we got
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
see these hash browns sound like were put through a wood chipper.
I know, but they're so good, dude.
I
God, you must not eat a lot of hash browns, do
Well,
you?
then you've got to drink a whole bottle of Pepto Bismol to get yeah.
Well, when you get my age, I don't know how old you are, but when you get my age, I have to take indigestion pills and drink half a bottle of Pepto when I eat anything. So it doesn't matter. I might as well enjoy it. I might as well enjoy it.
My grandmama said, when I would complain about something at the dinner table, it was what all comes out the other end.
Thank you. Exactly. Exactly. It all gets all mixed up anyway. So, goodness.
Pepto. You know
Yeah.
what? I mentioned that Mustang, and my mother had when I was real young. I liked the taste of Pepto-Bismol,
Oh my God, what is
and
wrong with you?
didn't have to be sick. I would
Oh,
drink it and make myself sick. Mother, well, why did you? I so she would have
Josh.
to hide the the Pepto-Bismol from me because apparently, if you drink too much of it, it's not a good thing.
Okay, so you told me before the live started that I don't drink coffee,
Yeah.
and I said, can we still be friends since I don't drink coffee? I'm gonna
Uh
have to think about this. Can we still be friends because you just drank Pepto Bismol just for the heck of it? We're gonna have a conversation about this.
I've been waiting for more Pepto-Bismol flavored stuff.
Oh God, no! Oh shit! I only take Pepto Bismol just when I have to. Now that once again off topic, squirrel brain. But remember, I don't even know if they have it when we were kids. The pink medicine, I called it the bubblegum medicine. It was an antibiotic that back in
Oh,
when I was a kid in the 70s. That's what you got when you went to the doctor.
I had those for a little bit
Oh
in the 80s.
God, it was so good. I would want to get sick and go to the doctor just even when I wasn't sick, just so I could get some bubblegum medicine. Because it was so good. It was so good, so good. It was sweet, not like the dang Pepto Bismol.
Oh my goodness. Oh, Steve, a waitress once joked after one of her patrons was arrested, your hash browns were covered, chunked, and handcuffed.
Oh, I like that. Oh, I wonder next time I go in Waffle House, I'm gonna say, can I get my waffles smothered, covered, chunked, and handcuffed, and see what they do to me? I may end up handcuffed. Who knows? But it's Waffle House. I don't know. They'll let anybody in a Waffle House, so
Well, I'm
you
just
never
like,
know.
doesn't that happen every night? Somebody gets handcuffed,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Handcuffs. Things get thrown. Whatever. It's just yeah. You never know what's going to happen. I would love somebody needs to do a show because I'm sure talking about CCTV. I'm sure Waffle House. Well, I don't know. Surely they have cameras inside. Um, they need to do a TV show of just showing video from inside Waffle Houses on any given night. That would be hilarious.
Wow.
Anyway,
We got so sidetracked
I
that
know that's all right.
we didn't cover the last of who consumes true crime.
You go ahead.
Well, we had the thrill seekers, the white knuckle, and then now you have the dark copers.
Dark copers. Okay.
Yeah, they consume true crime to understand the darker side of humanity and to understand maybe even resolve things within themselves for coping mechanisms and understanding deep coping mechanisms for what to do if they were ever in a situation or kind of in survival or to answer just deeper, darker senses of the self and what's your proclivity kind of like Crime and Punishment with Ross Kalinikov and stuff like how far do you identify with the offender in this story and how far do you see like where do you go where's the going oh wait a minute if you walk with Ross Kalinikov and stuff where do you start going oh wait I can't follow you down that dark alley
Yeah.
I identified with you to this point, but
yeah.
yeah, and so it makes me think of like crimes where where there's an unaliving, but I understand some of the pressures maybe of the offender. Not that I agree with what they did.
Yeah.
But I understand where they were going and the pressures they were under and how it could have led to that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, when I watch true crime, I usually I put myself in like the victim's shoes. Is like what what would I've done? What could I've done different? Or in this situation, what basically, if I was in this situation, what would I do? Could I have made it out? And usually the answer is probably no. But yeah, I also look at what I'm also interested in, like you said, what is the motivation behind the offender? I mean, because we always hear about this happened in their childhood, that happened in their childhood, they had mother issues, father issues, whatever. But yeah, I get what you're saying. So in chat, how many of you, like if you're watching true crime, do you look at it from the perspective of, like Josh said, the offender or the victim, or a little bit of both? But yeah, I usually look at it, like I said, from the victim's point of view. But then again, I'm also interested because I always want to know why, even though we almost never learn why offenders, especially serial offenders, do what they do. But it's just that curiosity. I just want to know what makes somebody the way they are to do the horrible things that they do.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's my biggest thing. Boston says, Mr. Steve, I agree. Mr. Steve needs to write a book. I'm certain it would sell. Tales from the Waffle House. I think Mr. Steve. Well, that would be it. Wow, yeah, that would be interesting too. But yes, Mr. Steve, I would love to. I would read a book by Mr. Steve about what his thoughts about serious stuff. Like why do offenders do the things they do, or his opinion on why offenders do the things that they do. Yeah, I would definitely read it. Most definitely.
Wow. I'm on the fence with that one. Sorry, Mr. Steve.
Oh, so you don't know whether you want the Waffle House or the
be more horror or
true crime.
And I might be talking about the food from Waffle House more so than anything.
Would you leave the food from Waffle House alone? Oh, so Boston says she looks more at from the victim's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Well,
I kind of go back and forth.
And that's what I was telling my brother about, because I was just like, well, I just don't find true crime interesting, and I was like, well, there's more to it than just the offender. There's victimology and
exactly
and since he's kind of interested in, I kind of put him on to Laurie Santos for cognitive behavior, because he's really into, which Steven Pinker, one of his favorite, not favorite, but one of his authors that he follows, another neuroscientist. Why do we make the decisions that we make? And I was talking to him. I often look at victim. How did they make the decisions to be, especially if they were in a weird place or not where they were supposed to be, or how did they get there?
Yeah.
How did they wind up where they're not supposed to be? And what decisions led to that road that they took that led to their unaliving?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's why I even watch like Missing Person and like Missing Hikers, because I'm interested. There's one Celine in Tanzania that I was watching. They found her remains here just a few weeks ago. But in Tanzania, she went hiking. She had a GPS tracker.
I
had
saw
everything
that.
you need with very high detailed maps and stuff like that. She wound up going she wound up going off trail.
Yep.
And why did she go off trail? It wasn't, I also watched like Missing Enigma. That's one of my favorite, and there's one about a Boy Scout group up in I think it's in Utah and Nevada, and the father and son wake up early in the morning, separate from the group, go out fishing,
and the son disappears. Yeah, we talked about that on the live stream here a while back. I think we talked about that.
Was fascinating to me because
Because
Um,
he basically the dad said that they were. He just turned around for a second, and then he turned it back around, and the boy was gone. The son
well,
was gone,
he had turned around and saw him going the wrong
going the wrong,
way,
yeah, down the wrong trail or the
and
wrong
said,
way.
"No,
Yeah,
no, you need to go down this way."
yeah.
And he had gotten his feet wet,
Mhm.
and that's why
Mhm.
he was going back to go
Changes saw. Yeah. Yep.
and the Boy Scout group camp was not 200 yards away. I think you could
Mhm.
shout, but it is
Yeah.
like the topography of the area is really
Yeah.
there's a lot of boulders
Yep. Yep.
and things like that, and
Because didn't they find his socks or a shoe or something in like a
they
boulder field up under a boulder or some kind of
yeah, and
outcropping?
yeah, and but one of the searchers said it was their sock,
Oh, one of the. Oh, okay.
and so or there's confusion whether it was the
Whether it was his or not.
but there's only
Yeah.
200 yards, and I'm
Yeah.
always like, where's his fishing pole? Because you said the
Yeah.
father didn't have the fishing pole,
Yep. Yep.
like, and the father said, kind of like, I thought I heard a faint yelling for dad, and so I
Mhm.
got up and started heading back, and I never went back to the. So I was
Yep.
just like, is the father telling the what? You know,
Yeah. It makes you
and
wonder. I mean, yeah.
I'm not a Boy Scout, but I know the Boy Scouts do something like the buddy system. No matter
Yes.
how far you go, you're supposed to,
Yeah. Boy
and they're
Scouts
both,
and Girl Scouts. Yeah. Because I was in the Girl Scouts. My brothers were in Boy Scouts. Yeah. Buddy system was one of the first things that they taught us if we
and
were out camping or hiking. Yeah.
this was 11, 12-year-old boy, but he was a kind of built and tall. So
Mhm.
like, I don't know. It's one of the ones that troubles. I was just like, there's something wrong with that story. That and what
Yeah.
decisions
Yeah, because
you
we never like to try to not blame parents or whatever, but I mean sometimes you wonder, and obviously they're always the first ones that are questioned because they're the last ones to see them, they're the closest to them. You have to ask, to rule them in or rule them out. But yes, things like that make you wonder. I mean that those are the kinds of missing persons cases that just stick with me so bad. It's just like they vanish into thin air, even though we know that can't happen, but it's just like, where did they go? Where did they go? You turn around for 2 seconds and then somebody's gone and they're never
and
seen again. It's just,
but and maybe even Mr. Steve, would talk. People can just, especially out in the woods and like the scene
yeah.
behind me. There's so many
Hmm.
ways you can just disappear without.
Exactly.
Uh, anyway, yeah, it's just kind of crazy the way I thought about and how I tried to convey the rest of this lecture that I had was about Zodiac kind of using the media and pop
Hmm.
culture because he used things like that perpetuating horror. Um, it's a
Yeah.
true crime that oddly perpetuated into horror. So even the offender is pushing horror elements
Yeah.
into sensationalizing his own crime or her own crime or their own crime.
Can you just imagine if the Zodiac did happen in this day and age where there is social media and 24-hour news cycles? Can you
I
just
wonder how.
imagine what it would be like?
Actually, you're onto something, Dawn, because that's the question I pose towards the end of this. I pose, what do you think would
Oh,
happen
yeah.
if we were to set aside um if we were to set aside forensics for right now? Because I think the Zodiac possibly would be caught today
Yeah. Yeah.
if the same things were to happen today. I don't know. Maybe you could get away with it. I don't know.
And do you think he would use, because he wrote in, obviously he wanted attention. He wrote into the newspapers, which is basically what they had back in his time. Do you think he would have used? In my opinion, do you think he would have used social media
Or think
to
about that. This
further
one goes.
his?
Mhm. Think about this one, and even with like the Idaho 4 case,
Mm-hmm.
where there's Reddit and
Mm-hmm.
possibly using Reddit.
Mm-hmm.
There's possibly on another platform using being on. There's this theory that some profile. I don't think it's proven. maybe even somebody's disproven it, or somebody was trying to pretend to be this Papa Roger character
Oh, yeah.
and was
Uh-huh.
showing up in YouTube lives, like, right here. And what's the dynamics, and we talk about the ethics of true crime, and, like, even tonight here, Don,
Hmm.
who knows what kind of skeletons we have, you know? So some
Yeah.
of these people in our chat, I kinda raised my eyebrow about,
Yeah.
what if the vendor
Yeah.
especially
Yep.
when you talk Waffle House, I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah. We may be getting sued by Waffle House here shortly. Who
"Oh
knows?
my," uh-oh.
Uh,
So that's kind of oh, I didn't even think about that. A parody, right? We can do parody stuff. Like,
yeah. Yeah.
um,
Oh,
did I lose you?
no. I almost lost myself. I
Oh,
found myself.
I lose
Uh,
myself all the time,
yeah.
so
Steve says, "Leave my skeletons alone." You got skeletons in your closet. We know you got creepy mannequins in your everywhere. Why not skeletons? Everybody has got some kind of skeleton in their closet.
there's
Some
some
maybe
more literal
more
than others.
serious. Yeah, well, some may maybe literally. Just saying. I'm not. But I mean, it could be anything. As innocent as, hey, I once stole a piece of gum or something, or up to really, really serious stuff. But everybody's got something in their closet. Just my
You know,
opinion. Just my opinion.
uh, I read in Barnes& and Noble. Well, maybe I shouldn't say this too. Barnes&
Go
and Noble.
ahead.
Barnes& and Noble, I read in there all the time, and sometimes I grab the bookmark to keep
Hmm.
sit in their chairs. And, I remember, getting one, and I left the bookstore, uh, and, uh, I think 2 years later, I was coming back and reading that same book, and I
Hmm.
saw the bookmark, and I knew exactly where that bookmark because I had stuck it in another book that was actually mine.
Uh huh. Uh huh.
Yeah, that's my story at least. Uh,
And you're sticking to it.
and I took it back, and I was like, "I took off with this bookmark 2 years." Fortunately, that
Oh
Barnes& and Noble
man.
near me, they were like, "Yeah, we need to keep an eye on you."
Yeah. Anybody's, yeah, them dang bookmark stealers. I'm telling you. Never mind the books that are being stuffed everywhere and taken out. We're worried about the bookmarks.
No comment.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Mr. Steve, you may have to do a little bit of investigating on Josh here. He may be a book thief. There are things called libraries. You may be familiar with them. I don't know, that you
What
can
was
go in and you don't have to pay for the books. Well, if you don't bring them back in a certain amount of time, you have to pay. But
what's Mr. Steve gonna
uh,
do? Throw the book at me? Or
no, Mr. Steve's going to come get you for stealing books from Barnes and Noble. Or bookmarks or both, whatever.
and what will my
Now we know Josh's skeleton in his closet. He stole bookmarks from Books and Noble. Goodness.
I'm
Josh.
kidding. Is that legal advice, trial junkies? Uh,
Oh, yeah, there we go. Charles, Ms. Z says, don't forget to ask for your lawyer before answering anything. Yeah, just because you ask for a lawyer does not mean that, it's not a sign of guilt.
right. I wonder if I'd be sentenced to,
Yeah,
whatever time of drinking
what is
Waffle House
this?
coffee.
Oh, always back to the Waffle House. Oh my goodness.
It's always
So we know,
Oreo on the top.
yeah. Oh goodness. Okay, so Mr. Steve says, on more than one occasion, I have dressed skeletons in the dining areas of Holiday Inn Express, always a crowd pleaser. So, how many people? I'm assuming for your recreations.
Right.
Those of us who know Mr. Steve know what he knows what he's talking about. But yeah, I would think you might get some looks. Have you ever had the police called on you for doing this? I don't know.
I don't always have skeletons around, but I stayed in a Holiday Inn Express last night.
Yeah. Oh goodness. And I remember Mr. Steve told a story one time about because when he goes out on the road, he has some kind of van, a white van, always the white van. No, that he takes all his stuff in, and sometimes he does have, as he says, full skeletons or body parts. And I think he told a story one time. I don't think he got pulled over, but somebody was questioning him about all this stuff that he had in the back of his van, and I would have loved to have been a fly on the wall to hear that explanation. He says that does concern me that no one has called Ellie. Yes, that would be more concerning that nobody would call law enforcement. Yeah, that's more scarier than you setting up skeletons in the middle of a motel. You got a point there. Ms. Z says she wants a mannequin. Take that dang Kohlberger mannequin so we won't have to see it anymore. Oh, goodness.
I was like,
Telling you, that thing gives me
take that out of
nightmares.
your intro.
Yes. He did.
Come in late sometimes because of that one.
Yeah. Telling you, he did the recreation he did with it was magnificent, but it's just the one part where it's just coming right. Yeah, it's coming right towards you, right towards the camera. I'm like, yeah, God. Anyway, I know I harp on it, but geez.
Yeah, and sometimes I'm in the dark when I watch,
Yeah,
and that one was like, oh no, where's the lights?
I think the first time I watched that one, actually, I was right before I went to bed, as usual, and I'd already turned the bedroom light out, and I can't remember if I'd streamed it to the TV or was just watching it on my phone. But yeah, I was watching it in the dark, and I was like, holy words I can't say. Anyway. Steve says, I take precautions to ensure families during refueling don't accidentally see the mannequins or skeletons in the back. So Mr. Steve is out there traumatizing children with his mannequin skeletons. He does it all for a good cause, in all seriousness, but still. He might have done that before. Ms. Z says it would be fun to put one in the passenger seat. Have you ever done that before, Mr. Steve? I thought I remember him telling a story. Or maybe someone did suggest that he put one in the passenger seat when he's on the road going for wherever he's going. I'm sure he would get some looks. He might even get pulled over. Who knows? But then again, we're in an age where everybody, or most people, a lot of people are so self-absorbed that they don't notice things around them, so they may not even notice. Who knows? I agree. Z says children are scarier than skeletons. You are correct.
Oh, my little niece will do the Chucky thing.
Oh God! Yeah. When they come out and play,
he does it so freaky. I'm like, oh my goodness!
Oh
God! Be a horror film at some point.
Yeah, and I don't know. And that's another thing. Going back to the horror that gives me the creeps is these little creepy children in these movies. Like in The Shining, when Danny gets the possessed, or not possessed, but he's doing, especially the scene where he's riding down and he meets the twins and starts talking to them, and then he does the red rum thing with the finger. I don't know, and then Gage, Children of the Corn, and then Gage from Pet Sematary, that creepy. Oh my goodness.
The Resident Evil girl, wasn't there?
Yeah, Resident Evil. There, yeah, uh-huh.
That was my first. I had a roommate once that he had all the latest tech and stuff, and it was one of the first generations of the Oculus headsets, like the the 3D,
Mm-hmm.
and the first one he put on for me was Resident Evil, and you're in this chair,
Mm-hmm.
and, you can't see behind you can't move,
Mm-hmm.
to see, and there's something creeping behind you, and then
Uh-huh.
there's a unalive person on the floor with blood coming out, and
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "That's freaky, take me back to the sharks."
Yeah. And I remember when, even before, and I don't know if you're talking about the games or the movies, but yeah, even before, because the Resident Evil movies were based on the games, and back when the games first came out, it was not too long after I graduated, early '90s, when I was working at a pizza place, and all the guys there that I hung out with, they were big into playing Resident Evil. So after we would usually close, and then we would go to one of their houses, and they would sit and play Resident Evil all night. And so I'd watched all, watched them, and that was creepy. So, but then I got used to it. So when the movies came out and I watched the movies, they didn't bother me. So I don't know. Anyway, so Mr. Steve says no on the shotgun seat. So you hadn't had a skeleton ride shotgun with you. Mr. Steve said, in our family we have a standing rule: if I ever say this isn't good, everybody runs. If I was ever with you, Mr. Steve, if you said run or something's not good, I'm following your lead, most definitely.
Now
Z
I can
says,
picture this on, hearing that on a live.
yeah,
Uh-oh.
everybody run. It's not good. Z, see, and I love zombies too. Z says, I tell Doc to watch for zombies. I'm telling you, that is how the world's going to end. Some type of zombie. I'm big
Oh,
into zombie movies too. Yeah.
that's kinda interesting, like, because one of the exceptions to my, like, horror, I like zombie stories. Like, Walking Dead, I got into it quite a
I,
bit,
I'm a huge Walking Dead fan. Absolutely.
but when you get into it, it's not a zombie story, it's a human story.
Yes. The ones that see, and this is what's so scary. This is what scares me about zombies, any kind of zombie TV shows, movies, especially like The Walking Dead. It's not the zombies you have to be scared of. It's the humans, the bad actor humans that you have to watch out for. They're scarier than the zombies.
Yeah, the bigger monster and the societal monster. There
Exactly.
oh, there w there's a concept that I have, uh, really I read a lyrical essay book, by Catherine Larson called
Mm-hmm.
Wedding of the Foxes, and
Uh-huh.
it's, interesting. It was written during COVID,
Yep.
and, uh, it's a interesting. I had to read it because it's almost like a travel narrative in a way, but she never leaves her yard, and
Mm-hmm.
these all the stories are women writing all the lyrical essays are women writing to Godzilla, and that's what got me, like, what in the world would you, write to Godzilla for?
Exactly.
And there's kind of a concept in it explores, like, collective trauma, and there's a
Uh-huh.
concept in Japanese lore of collective trauma, and that's what Godzilla really represents.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
That
not
makes
just a
sense.
monster knocking down, it's
Mm-hmm.
all the angst,
Yeah.
the thing of society as a collective society,
Mm-hmm.
and then we head towards this collective trauma that destroys
This
everything that
story.
we've kind of settled, where we
Yep.
all our social norms, all our
Mm-hmm.
things that we've settled as kind of that gives us stability and
Mm-hmm.
anything.
And
And anyway, she relates it to, building and finding, what's there's a Japanese term for the gilded, um, when you fix a broken pot or pottery with gold,
mm-hmm.
and finding value in broken stuff,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
hers is all nature in her own, all these are nature, but her inspiration all comes from her backyard in New York City.
In New York City.
Yeah.
Is there a lot? Are there a lot of backyards in New York City? Granted,
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
only
that's
been there
right.
once, but so I'm
But it
not
was
an
during
expert.
COVID, and
Yeah.
I found that, and it's a very human story and a very almost like that zombie big monster, which
Hmm.
I usually don't care for, and I never cared for Godzilla because I thought the story was lame
Yeah.
until I saw that perspective.
Yeah.
They call it Gojira. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the Japanese name for Godzilla.
Yeah.
The
Yeah. I
Gojira.
was never into like the Godzilla and King Kong and things like that. Now my dad watched that kind of stuff. He liked that, but I can see, yeah, the concept like you're saying is, basically something like Godzilla or some outside force just comes in and destroys it, everything. Your, like you said, your norm, your life, your surroundings, and just the kind of trauma and effect that it would have on you. Absolutely.
Oh, I had one more question to throw out there if we have
Absolutely.
time.
Oh yeah. As long
Um,
as you want to be here, we got time.
it's a Friday night.
That's
I've
true.
had a
It's a
crazy
Friday
day.
night.
Uh, uh, one thing that I asked the class too, or it came up in conversation, and I talked to my brother about it too, because what kind of true crime content are you like you, Don? You feature a lot of unresolved missing persons,
Hmm.
and then but like I know other we had a whole there were other people I refused to watch anything that hasn't been solved.
Really?
Like, that's the true
Yeah.
crime they consume. It has to be
Hmm.
solved. If it's not solved, I don't wanna watch it.
Yeah.
And I wonder how other people feel, like chat feels or
Yeah.
anything, like, uh, how you feel about that. Because I'm like, "Well, that's a shame." I told my brother, "That's a shame because, um, the unsolved ones actually need attention."
Yeah. And see, and that's why I don't know. Let me think about this. So, yeah, I'm like you. I do like to watch the shows, like the show like 48 Hours and Dateline. I do watch those because I want to know how they're resolved and what happened, who did it, whatever.
Mhm.
But then with the missing persons, of course, I want to do it for awareness, but I watch it, but I also want to know. I still want to know what happened.
Mhm.
I don't know. It's hard to explain. So I try to reason out using what little, critical thinking skills and just common sense and things I've learned from, like, the real professionals like Mr. Steve who know what they're talking about is, what do you look at? What do you, is this possible? Is this plausible? Could this have happened? Could that have happened? And that's kind of what we do, in our Missing Person Monday is, we don't say this is what happened because obviously we don't know. But could this have happened? Could that have happened? Was it this person? Could it, or not was it? Could it have been this person? But yeah, I want to know. I think that's the one thing that drives me nuts about unsolved cases, unsolved homicides, and missing persons is I want to know what happened to them, where they are, not just for myself too, but for the family, the victim. So yeah, I know. I mean, but yeah, I do like to watch. I get more satisfaction, obviously, out of watching the ones that are solved. So I understand what you're saying, but interesting.
I
Yeah,
guess I do too, and so, like, solved, but I find more I consume a lot more unsolved.
yeah,
I almost lose somewhat of an interest if it's solved already. Like, I've gone on to
yeah.
I've switched, uh, like, episodes on, uh, to something else that's more
Hmm.
unsolved.
Yeah,
So, I have a little bit more I don't know if that was developed or
yeah.
I was always fascinated with JFK and
Oh
the
God,
Zodiac.
don't. You're gonna have to come over on here again sometime, and we're gonna have to go down the whole JFK rabbit hole.
If oh, you
Because
don't
that
even
one,
want
I have my theories. I have my theories, and everybody has a theory.
and their little dog too.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, yeah, but yeah, so I've gone down so many rabbit holes, and I just, and I hate to say it, but I don't always, how can I put this without really getting in trouble for real? Uh, I don't always trust what the GOV tells us, because, and it's not, this is not political. This is all the way around. Just GOV in general, so I'm not saying the word GOV. I'm sure y'all know what I mean by GOV, because there are so many things. And once again, I'm squirrel brain for a minute, because I like conspiracy theories. I mean, not
Mhm.
the outlandish, crazy ones, the one going around now that Jim Carrey is a clone, but like the more serious, because conspiracy theorists are labeled as crazy. We don't know what we're talking about, blah, blah, blah. But then years later, come to find out, oh, these things that people like us were questioning or thinking about and questioning turned out to be true. So anyway, that's a whole other rabbit hole. So,
Oh, yeah, and
I
I'm a
mean,
conspiracy if you were to look at my bookshelf, you would think, "Oh
mm-hmm.
my god, uh,
Yep.
Josh the conspiracy nut." Um,
Yep.
Not that I ascribe to any of them. I just, I find them fascinating how
Mm-hmm.
people get attracted to them or get a certain angle on
Mm-hmm.
them and lose their lives over it. They'll lose marriages, they'll
Oh
lose,
yeah. Yeah.
uh, even respectable, educated people. Um, but there are also, I go back to that conspiracy, if you take the very simplest, definition of it,
Yeah.
it's actually a very common phenomenon.
Yeah.
People will work together to vie for power in
Yes.
some, or for, for, knowledge. Um,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and when you get there, there's some pretty shady stuff that gets out there, and we can't pretend like the world's all unicorns and rainbows
Mm-hmm.
and,
Mm-hmm.
oh, by the way, GOV, we love you,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah. We do, but I have questions. But it's good. We need to have questions we need to question everything, and not to be conspiracy theorist or try to cause trouble. But if you take everything at face value, you have to question. You have to question. You have to ask questions, in my opinion. Anyway, Mr. Steve says, I miss my Georgia backyard, dragging Mrs. Steve in the woods for testing, covering her with leaves, simulating bloody fights, outdoor blood spatter in the woods, and good memories. I know I remember that video where he was dragging Mrs. Steve through the woods. And I think at one point he was trying to get he was trying to talk her into letting him throw her off a boat or something. I don't know. I don't know if that ever happened. I think Miss Steve said it had to be in the summertime or something. I don't know. And I didn't even ask why Mr. Steve wanted to throw Mrs. Steve off a boat. I'm sure it had something to do with the case or something. At least that's his story, and he's sticking to it. But anyway, uh, oh goodness. So Mr. Steve says next week I will be calling a professional photographer to photograph a display that he will remember for quite a while. So now Mr. Steve's going to be traumatizing a photographer. So at some point, and I know there's a lot of things, we know there's a lot of things that Mr. Steve can't go into or show us, but I'm hoping at some point maybe we will be able to see this display. Goodness gracious, Mr. Steve, he's all doing it, I'm sure, for a perfectly good cause. Yeah, Mustang asked Mr. Steve, does Mrs. Steve miss all that being drugged through the woods? And so we need to get Mrs. Steve on here at some point too, so she can give her side of the story. Steve said she did it for the ice cream. Now I would do that for the ice cream. You could drag me anywhere for ice cream. I'm telling you. Telling you, even with my lactose intolerance these days, I will do anything for ice cream. Oh goodness, we have completely gone off the rails. Anyway, Yeah, Miss Paula says, add hot fudge to the ice cream and I'm sold. Anyway, okay. What else you got, Josh?
I think my mic. Oh, can
Yeah,
you hear me now?
yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think my mic kind of did something weird.
Uh-oh.
Uh, so you weren't. Oh, I was a while back. I said I would hate to see Mr. Steve's morbidity or morbid curiosity score.
Oh Lord. Yeah, so yeah, you had mentioned, did we talk, I've forgot now. My squirrel brain is, yeah, because you said something about doing a test or something to measure the morbidity scale.
Yeah,
What does that
yeah.
entail?
There was. I think I mentioned it earlier. Let me see where. Yeah, the morbid curious. It's on that Colton Scrivener's. Can I share my screen?
Yeah, you should be
You
able
can
to.
take my slides down,
Okay.
and then share screen, and yeah, there we go. And are you able to put it up?
Uh, yep, is that
Yeah,
it? There we go.
yeah. So yeah, the now it has some really morbid questions in the test.
Well, what are some of
If
these
you
questions?
Yeah, if you take the test and stuff like that, I wonder, will it switch screens? Oh, yeah. Share this tab instead. Yeah. And so you just, it's like a normal, the Likert where you go strongly agree, disagree,
Okay.
and stuff like that. And if would you want to see a head transplant? Uh,
No.
supernatural, interesting topic.
Yes, I'm into the supernatural.
Okay.
Uh,
Uh,
and
is
chat, feel free to answer these questions too.
If I lived in a medieval or Europe, I would be interested in attending a public unaliving.
No, I wouldn't.
I asked my
It's,
friend some of these questions, or she got a high because she was like, "Well, if they deserved it, can I, would that be all
yeah,
right?"
yeah.
And I took two, like, okay.
Okay. Not yet, Mustang. Not that I know of. I haven't seen any lightning. I'm sorry. Mustang asked me if I'm getting the rainstorms in my part of Arkansas. Not yet. Miss Paula strongly disagrees with one of them. I don't know which one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's kind
I
of
don't. That's an
crazy.
interesting question though. Is if they, because if they're getting executed for something horrible that they done, yeah, I in my opinion, I agree they deserve it, but I still don't know that I would want to actually see it.
That's like
It's
Charles
too
the
it's too
Third.
real. I don't know. It's not like a movie where it's fake, it's not real. It's
Mhm.
this something like that is obviously real life. Okay,
Well,
so
and
Miss
see
Paula
that
said the first one.
yeah, absolutely. Oh, what was the first one? Let me see.
Uh, the a public execute or
No, a head transplant.
oh, the head transplant. No, yeah, I definitely
Strongly
don't want to see
disagree.
that. No, no.
Um, yeah, and then I'm curious about crime. Enjoy reading detailed news accounts about unalivings and other violent crimes.
See,
I
I
would
can
have to
read.
say I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I can read about it. I
Yeah.
have, obviously researching cases, we read about it, obviously. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, when it comes to like, I just don't think I could. But at the same time, I was a big fan of Dexter, the books are
Yeah.
um and that one has a very strong anti-hero because you've got a sociopath meting out justice, you know, taking
Yeah.
out other serial offenders,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
also had a stronger burden of proof uh, to take them out. And you're like, oh my goodness, they deserve. So you're like
Hmm.
rooting for Dexter. You find yourself, uh, and this is written by a librarian, by the way.
Oh, yeah. So would that be, so that goes to me, that takes me to the kind of like the vigilante justice thing.
Mm,
Even though they deserve it for what they, for what they did, but it's still vigilante justice. They're taking the law into their own hands.
yeah,
So we got here in Arkansas, we got the Aaron Spencer case going on right now, who is the dad who took out the POS, in my opinion, the POS that uh, had essayed his daughter. He had a restraining order, and then I'm
yeah,
sure it's made nationwide news.
yeah.
I mean, I can understand why he would do something like that, but then again, it's vigilante justice. We're not supposed to take the law into our own hands. But I can sympathize with the father. I mean, it's that kind of thing.
Well, that was one book. It's what's his name? Jeff Lindsay. Lindsay. He's actually married, I think, to one of the granddaughters of Ernest Hemingway. Of course, they
Hmm.
and a librarian at that, and he wrote those books. And
Wow. Yeah.
and what a concept. And I think that explores like that too. Here's where my mother, because my mother had seen like autopsies, and not that
Yeah.
she's like, I don't know, like, so like has to see it, but she would talk with my cousin about it and stuff like that
Hmm.
too.
Yeah.
Uh, and much more to like where I just am not. I just don't. I like to me. I don't even like seeing like actual. Oh, what gets me in horror movies is when something's poking out of the skin. Nope, nope,
Oh,
nope,
yeah. No.
nope.
Yeah. 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 But I think going back to the one of the questions was, would you watch would you want to watch a public execution? I would probably be more likely to watch an autopsy than to watch a public execution. And I don't know if it's the fact that in an autopsy, obviously the victim is already deceased, and blood and guts and stuff like that have never really bothered me. They don't gross me out or anything. So I don't know. It's interesting. Maybe it's just because
I-
I don't know. Maybe I'm just
it,
weird and broken. I don't know.
it doesn't bother me until an alien is popping out of.
Yeah, if you got a chest burster coming out, that's a whole different story.
And then I'm like, I don't like things poking out of the body. Oh, I don't like bugs either, or like
Oh,
crawling through the skin. Oh,
stop. I don't like any bugs crawling out of anything, any worm, creepy crawly things crawling out of no.
oh my goodness. Yeah. Nope. Nope.
So Ms. Z says watching an autopsy is one thing, but the smell is the one thing I couldn't do. Yeah, the smell. Yeah, the smell would. I would be more sickened by the smell than actual like sight of what was going on. I agree with you there, Miss Z. Most definitely. Uh. Anyway. Uh.
Yeah, it's crazy when you think about these questions.
Says I think the supernatural is an interesting topic. See, I agree with that. I've always been interested in the supernatural. Yep. Boston says you just can't imagine some smells that Vicks won't even cover up. Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, the smell would be the thing for me. Absolutely. Because if
Well,
you've ever smelled, and I don't know if it smells the same, but if you ever smelled decomp, even if just an animal, much less a human, not trying to be gross or whatever, but you definitely don't, you know it when you smell it, and you definitely don't want to smell it,
Vicks didn't work for me in the Waffle House, so
Would you lay off the Waffle House? It's probably the dang coffee that smelled bad. The waffles smell amazing. I mean, not the waffles. The hash browns smell amazing.
Paula says, "Did you see my comment?"
Oh goodness.
Which one?
Which one? Let me see. Let me go back up. You may have to just put it in again, Miss Paula. Put it in again.
Yeah, put it in again. Let's see. I would be interested in attending or watching a video of an exorcism.
I would. Yes, I would.
Do you guys remember Father Bob, the Skype exorcist? For some amount of money, you could over Skype
do it on Skype. Oh my goodness!
What 15 years ago? 12, 10, 12.
I would watch an exorcism. Yes,
you would watch an. I almost saw one today. I just
yeah, it might have been. It might have been an exorcism. Who knows? Okay, so real quickly, going back to the autopsies for a second, Mr. Steve said autopsies are more than visual. Every sense is activated from sounds of tool. Yeah, the tools, that might get me. The sounds of tools, bones, liquids, suction, smells, etc. Yeah.
Why'd you have to use the word suction there?
Yeah, that's true. To me, the suction wouldn't be as bad as like, and I don't want to be gross. I don't want to be the sound of cutting, grinding. You get what I mean. That would get me.
Yeah.
That would get me. Yeah.
I don't like chalkboard. The chalkboard.
Oh no, the nails on the chalkboard. Oh. Maziz says, very true. Think of how the sounds of the dentist. No, dentist's office get to you. An autopsy would be worse. See, now y'all talked me out of watching an autopsy. Now, I didn't think of all that stuff. I didn't think it all the way through.
Not me.
Anyway.
Not me.
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay. So we're at the exorcism. I would watch an exorcism. I've watched videos of supposed real exorcisms, and they do creep me out, but I will watch them. Not you?
Well, I don't know. Exorcism kind of like, I don't know. Because that also goes into like, I'm not sure what they are. What?
Okay, so Ms. Paula said she was talking about the public execution. You said strongly. Did you say you said you strongly disagreed that you did not want to see a public execution? Is that what you were talking about? Yep. But yeah, I would watch an exorcism.
I think. Well, I don't know. Does it include like the backward hands thing? Like down the stairs, you're like
yeah. Walk like on The Exorcist. Yeah. Well, to me, more scary because I have watched. I can't even remember the boy. It was a boy, little boy. And it's not the one that The Exorcism is based on, but just the sounds, and it could have been fake. It could have been made up, whatever. But if it was real, just the sounds, guttural sounds that were coming from him, and the eye, just the look in the eyes, and I don't know. It's just like I said, it's creepy, but yet it's one of those things. I guess it's that morbid curiosity. It's like you can't look away. You have to watch it. I don't know.
Well, even those when people like when crime or when things take place that are or traffic accident, somebody missed traffic accident, the people who look away but still sort of peek.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, to me, so that would fall under the morbid curiosity, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think there's a morbid.
Probably on the more tame version of the morbid curiosity, I would assume.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. There was a situation years ago where with a tenant of my my grandpa's, and he hadn't been seen in a few days.
Oh no!
And he wouldn't go down there he called law enforcement, and sure enough, he had.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
He wouldn't. He doesn't. He did not. He had nope.
Yeah, I was like, nope, I'm not going down there. Yeah, I used to watch, and I forgot what the name. It was basically advertising it was a because let's face it, whenever things such as that happen, or like homicides or unattended deaths that leave a mess, let's just say, there are people, cleaning crews, that have to go in and clean it up, right? It just has to be done. Um, so there was this, I forgot what the channel name was, but it's a company that's what they did. They went in after and cleaned up. And I used to sit and watch that for hours at a time. I mean, it was
Wow.
after obviously they removed the body or whatever, but it just showed what all they had to go in and do to clean everything up, and it just,
Wow.
I guess, morbid curiosity. I don't know. It's just, it
I
was just
had
so sad, though.
yeah.
Sad.
One of my neighbors, um, she was in her not my current years ago, one of the neighbors where I live, she was in her 70s, and she told me that when she was 14, she had to clean up a an self unaliving
Oh
uh,
no.
in her hometown at 14. Like, who
Oh
asked a
my goodness.
14-year-old?
And don't
Her
and
and a friend her and a
uh-huh.
friend that was about the same age went and cleaned up you know, yeah, an unaliving
Oh
of it,
wow.
and it was just like yeah, she said we lived in a different world in that time,
Yeah, Z says Dog and I had to clean up after a deer went through the front of a beauty school that had huge glass windows. That was bad enough. Yeah.
Ugh, oh my.
Yeah, animals would be bad. Can you imagine once again, try not, I don't want to be graphic or whatever, but yeah. And I did home health caregiving for 10 years, working with elderly people. And sometimes I would dread going in the house because you never know. I could have walked in one day and my client would have passed away.
Mhm.
And I mean, we were trained on what we were supposed to do. Obviously, we call 911. Or if they were on hospice, you call hospice first, and then they do 911, or to send do everything. But yeah, sometimes I would just, especially if I had clients that were in bad health, and but yeah, sometimes I would just stand at the door for a second before, take a deep breath before opening the door and going in, and hoping, obviously, that nothing bad had happened, overnight. But yeah, I can just imagine walking in on something like that, or like you said, even worse, your friend walking in on somebody or having to clean up somebody who had unalived themselves. Just, I can't imagine.
Yeah, and it was a bad one too. It was,
Mm,
like, all over the room.
yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is, the families basically have to make arrangement, from what I understand from watching this cleanup company. uh, the families basically are responsible for the cleanup, so they have to actually find a company like this company and hire them to come in and clean it up. I mean, it's not taken care of by the state or by any whatever. It's basically up to the family uh, to make arrangements, either do it themselves, which is not recommended, because there is a lot of sanitizing and things that have to be done to make sure all the bodily fluids and any contaminants are completely gone. So I just can't imagine what a family has to go through to, not
Well
only the death of their loved one, but then having to make arrangements to have, the cleanup done.
well, and, like, in the case of my friend, I didn't imagine that they put on any sorts of suits.
Oh my goodness.
13,
Yeah.
14. I mean,
Yeah.
I
And yeah, to be so young. Oh, I would be, that would traumatize me. That would traumatize me. If anything would traumatize me, that would be it.
she was one tough cookie
Uh, Sounds like it is what had to
person,
be.
though.
Yeah. I mean, at 13, 14 years old, I wasn't even thinking about things like that. I mean,
No.
uh,
I I mean, it was out in a rural area somewhere in
yeah,
South Carolina, I think, or
yeah.
Georgia.
Ugh,
But, yeah,
horrible.
it's kinda crazy, some, old timers.
Yeah.
So what about, like, attending, like, if you were in ancient Rome, attending a gladiator fight?
Oh gosh. I'm torn on this one because I've always been fascinated with the gladiator thing too, but I don't know, to see somebody ripped apart by no, I don't think
Are
I
you not
could. I don't think
entertained?
no, I don't think that wouldn't be the entertaining part. Watching the
Yeah.
gladiators to me would be the entertaining part, but not watching them get ripped apart. No, no, I think I would have to pass on that. I can watch up until that part.
Well, here's one, but like watching documentary on motives behind real. Yeah, sign me up.
Yes, yeah, I watch that all the time.
Yeah.
Uh,
Or here's another one, seeing how is that actually watching it or watching how?
Watching what? I can't read it.
Well, I'm interested in seeing how limb amputation works.
Oh,
Is
probably
that
not.
actually watching one or watching how? Like, did they have training videos?
I don't know. See, that would be hard
Mm.
for me because my baby sister-in-law that passed away,
Yeah.
she did have an amputation. She had to have her right leg amputated between or mid calf.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. So that just brings up feelings for me. But I don't know. I mean, if I could probably watch it if I put my mindset into like the scientific purpose of it and how it's done, why it's done. But I don't know. Just actually watching it, I don't know. I don't know. I'm torn on that one. Ms. Z says just go to a Waffle House if you want to watch gladiators fight. True. Anyway, I'm trying to read. I find the occult interesting. Yes, I do find the occult interesting. Sorry if I'm reading ahead. uh, did Josh freeze up? You still there, Josh? Oh, is Josh froze? Josh. Oh no. We may have lost Josh. Maybe he'll get back in. Let me put the link. I'm gonna put the link back in for Josh in case he comes back. All right, let me get caught up in your comments. We'll see if Josh comes back or not. Mr. Steve says, strangely, this survey is stimulating memories from different cases, compartmentalized much. See, whenever Mr. Steve gets time, and I know he's very busy, I want to have him on here and pick his brain about things that he get experiences from when he was in law enforcement and spent in CSI most especially. Miss Paula says she finds the occult somewhat interesting. Yeah, that's one of the things I find interesting. Most definitely. Of course, like I said, I'm into all that weird stuff, the paranormal, the occult, cryptids, UFOs, aliens, all that stuff. So that's why I find it fascinating that, how many people are, why true crime and stuff like that kind of go hand in hand to a lot of people with a lot of people. But then, like, and I know just from when we've discussed it before, some of you guys are into both true crime and horror, and then some of you are not into horror at all. So, I guess it just obviously goes by on an individual basis. Yep. Z says, like walking down memory lane. Mr. C said, exactly. Yep. And I wonder how hard. It's got to be hard because in. Oh wait, Josh is back. Let me add him. Add to stage. Why are you not showing up? Can you hear me, Josh?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you're not showing up on the. It may be
Yeah, I don't know
my.
what happened.
Hold on, let me remove you and try to add you again. You're not showing up on my screen. Oh, there you are. There you are. Hold on, let me. If I would put the right setting on, or the.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Yeah, you froze there for a minute, and I was like, well, now I don't know how to get back.
Yeah,
I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway,
my internet kind of skipped out for some reason.
yeah. Nope, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. Goodness gracious. Why can't I find the right? Anyway, we're small now. Anyway, unless that says Josh the Friendly
The
Ghost.
friendly
Yeah, you just
ghost.
kind of froze up. And I was like, Josh, can you hear me? And then you disappeared. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, my
Hey,
vanishing act.
yeah, your vanishing act. Anyway, so where were we?
Oh yeah, we were still talking about the
Oh, the questions. Yeah.
the questions. You want me to pull those back up, or
Yeah, you can if you want to. Absolutely.
let me see. Let me pull that over here. And
I
then,
find these fascinating.
aren't they, like, when I was reading them, I was just like,
Fascinating and very telling. I think
right?
I think I need to use these set of questions when I'm trying to find new friends.
Oh, no.
Yeah. How about
Oh
a
my!
questionnaire? Oh my goodness. Ms. Z
Let me see.
said Paula is waiting for the aliens. I am too. I am too. Anyway.
I'm doing some alien research in my local
Oh,
area.
don't maybe
I
have
thought
to have
about
you back
making
on
a
here to.
separate channel on.
Yes.
If
Yes.
I
I would
had
be your
time.
guest 24/7 if you would allow me.
Oh my
We can
goodness.
talk. Yes.
There's a local phenomenon that happened here in the 50s, and quite a few infamous UFOologists came here,
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of alien stuff in Texas. Let me tell you.
and
What is
our
it?
archive is full of their notes, and I've been peering through them.
Was it Marfa, Texas? That was something happened in
Marfa
Marfa.
Lights, yeah,
Yeah, the Marfa lights. Yeah, I've researched that.
and mine's the Lubbock Lights that happened in the 1951
Oh,
and 52.
see the lights things is what fascinates me.
And
Well, everything about it does, but the lights, yeah.
there's some oral histories that were kind of redacted that are now public.
See, once again, us conspiracy theorists who were called crazy, and now stuff is getting redacted years later that it proving us that we were right. I'm telling
Actually,
you.
this one kind of goes because of like legal and reputation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I join you with like conspiracy theories, and
Yes.
even part of a redacted portion that talks about how the one of the original professors who saw it and measured the phenomenon, because it was a repeated phenomenon,
Uh-huh.
and they in one they hint that he had a different theory
Oh.
that he didn't release publicly to the military investigators and to.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
There's
You have
quite
me
a few of
intrigued.
them accounts of what they saw when they kinda gave accounts in the '90s and the early 2000s, where
Yeah.
they said, "We knew back then just to keep our mouths quiet shut."
Uh-huh. 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 And they've always had, the government's always had a Project Blue Book. So I mean, there's something going on.
Yeah, and there's the Amazon Prime Project Blue Book, their series. The third one's on the Lubbock Lights.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch. I haven't watched that one. I think I've watched the other ones.
It's full of like they changed the names. It's definitely not the Texas Tech campus.
Yeah. But it's not.
But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Well, I put the shared screen. I didn't know if you want to.
Did it? Oh, I have to add it to the stage. Sorry. There we go.
Yeah.
Keep me in line, Josh. You know me.
I don't know if it's better just to open up the. Let me open up the PDF. I think. Yeah. Oh, but maybe you would have to switch. Oh, maybe I have to.
If you need to use a different tab, I can take that one down and share and do the other one.
Let me do the. Download. Oh, here we go.
Do you want me to remove this one that's up here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see if maybe it'd be easier to do it this way.
While you're doing that, Ms. Z says, I think if there are aliens, they are smart enough not to land here. Yeah, God forbid. Why would anybody want to land on Earth at this day and time? Anyway, they locked their doors as they flew by, saying this is not a good neighborhood. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Exactly.
They were landed like, nope.
You're like, no, we're out of here. Been there, done that.
They landed in Mr. Steve's backyard.
Yeah, exactly. The first thing they saw was the Brian Koberger the BK mannequin. They said, no, we're out of here. We're done. We're not doing that. We're going to go find some other planet to investigate. All right, you got it?
Yeah, I got it up.
There we go. Is that it?
No, I put up.
That's all I got.
Oh, really? I put one up on the.
Let me make sure it's not. Oh, there it is. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I wonder if this would work better here. But I wonder if people can see it. That's the only problem. Where were we? My favorite. I'm interested in how. Okay, amputate. My favorite part of a crime is learning about why a unaliver offender did what they did.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is probably the thing I wonder about the most, but unfortunately in most cases we never find out why.
Yeah. I find the occult interesting.
Yes, I do. Not saying I obviously
I'm kind of 50-50. I'm like,
yeah. It depends on what kind of occult it is. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Because occults or cults are brought up and tried to use as alternate, what they call it in trials, alternate offender, alternate theory. We saw it in one big famous case that I won't name, but we mentioned it earlier. What was it, the oldness thing? Anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm interested in occults, and they are real. They are real, unfortunately, through history. Yeah.
You think it goes back to like your Helter Skelter? Like,
probably. I think Helter Skelter scarred me. I think a little bit. Maybe that's what's wrong with me. I don't know. One of many things, but that's probably it, because they were a cult.
We did a true crime club where we did we did themes, and we did one crime cults and crafts, and you could bring a craft like crocheting or something.
Oh, so you did your craft while you're talking about? Oh, that would be cool. See, I could do that. I would have to find a craft I can do. I guess I can make jewelry. I used to make jewelry, but my arthritis is bad. But yeah,
I'm trying to learn how to crochet right now, so it's like,
I have never. My baby sister-in-law could crochet her butt off.
yeah,
I could never crochet. I learned. I could cross stitch at one time. I could sew at one time. Of course, back when I went to school, you had home ec, so you had to learn how to sew and do things of that nature.
yeah.
Um, I did latch hook. Does anybody remember latch hook? That was from back in the day.
Oh,
I did that.
mm.
But yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I could find a craft to do while listening to things about the
Cult crime.
occult crime. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. That's what we did. We did cult crime and just sit there and talk about crime while doing. I thought about doing some sort of gathering some people together, some content creators, and maybe doing that at one point. I don't know how
Yeah.
that would work, but
Yeah. Boston says, yeah, latch hook rugs. I love to do latch hook. And I'm still trying to think to see if they even make latch hook anymore. Because I used to, back in the day, I used to get mine at Walmart. I think maybe sometimes you can find them on eBay, maybe Amazon. Z says she loved latch hook. I know. I think that was my favorite. My favorite. Anyway,
let's see. What was that? I would be curious enough to watch a duel if I lived in the Wild West.
a duel. I probably could.
Like an actual one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know I'm all over the place with my answers, but
Wow.
yeah,
I don't think
I
I
don't
could. I
know.
just don't like the idea of it. I just like. Well,
Yeah,
like
I mean,
you deserve
I
it,
don't.
or
Huh? No, I don't like the idea of somebody getting killed, obviously, but I mean, I don't know. But once again, I think I'm equating it to I love Western movies too, and you have a lot of duels in Western movies, so I think that's that blurring the lines again. I don't know. It's
with the internet, yeah.
with
Well, that's
the
like
real with the entertainment.
one of the games, video game. I'm not a gamer, but one of the what was it? Red Dead Dawn or
Yeah.
Red.
Mm-hmm.
And I was fascinated. I'm not even really fascinated by what, and I live out here.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of crazy. But I found that, but mainly because of the open world that was in be between cacti and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
To me,
Mm-hmm.
I thought those and this was years ago.
Yeah.
And now I go visit that same person. I played it back when with the roommate, and I usually visit him every once in a while. And I go back, and he has even more souped up. I can't believe how much graphics.
Oh, I know. I think
You're
back to
almost in
yeah,
the
you're
world
in
there
yeah because
and seeing it like a time machine.
yeah. Because I mean, when I was a kid growing up, we had Atari. I mean, we had Atari. That was the first thing, So I was a genius at like Pac-Man, Frogger, Pong, And then when my brother's younger than me, then he had like the Nintendos and stuff that came
Yeah,
out, and
yeah.
Mortal Kombat. My brothers played Mortal Kombat to no end. And then I look now at these games that are out now. I'm just like, it's like watching a movie or what,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Oh, I think, hold on. There is JP. Hey, JP, good to see you, sir. Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. We haven't seen you in a while. Anyway, JP is always changing his name, but I think I've got most of his names figured out.
Changing names like a troll? Or
No. If
I
he's a
know some of
troll,
the
he's an honorary troll. No, it's
he's an
JP.
honorary. I know you have another troll in here that does here
My
echoes.
brother. You talking about my
Yeah.
brother, my honorary troll? Yeah, Echoes. Yeah, he's my brother, my actual real brother. Yeah, he's our honorary troll. But no, that's JP Hansen. He's been around for a while. We
Yeah,
love
I've seen
JP.
JP
Yeah,
around.
you know JP. Yep.
I haven't changed names in forever.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, down
Yeah,
there
it has
somewhere.
been a while. Yeah, he's been going by the Forgotten Artist for a while. Yeah. Sometimes he tries to trick me, but I got him figured out. Oh,
You
there it
gotta
is.
watch him.
Yeah. He hadn't changed. Oh, wait, wrong one. Yeah, I hadn't changed names in forever. Oh, no. Doc used a different name. Z said Doc did that to her the other night using a different name. Oh, goodness. All right. We have any more questions? Or on
Let's
the
see.
survey here?
Uh, let's see. The duel. I would like to see how bodies are prepared for funerals.
So it goes back to, oh, not the autopsy. I don't know. I watched this channel. What's it called? Lauren the Mortician has a channel. She didn't actually show it, but I watch her. She talks about stuff, so I like to hear her talk about stuff. But now I don't know. I don't know. But then again, I did say I could watch an autopsy. What did I say? I would probably come closer to watching an autopsy than watching somebody publicly executed.
Yeah.
I don't know about the like the embalming and the preparing. I don't know.
What's the difference between that when you say like a public execution and a duel?
I don't know. See, now you're making me think. I don't know.
Yeah, to me, I'm like, what's the difference there?
Yeah, there's no difference. There is no difference because they're both public executions. Of course, when you think of public execution, you think like hangings and things that where somebody has done, an offender is getting their due justice or whatever. A duel is basically, two cowboys or whatever with some beef or whatever, and they take each other out or whatever. I don't know. Once again, I think I'm
The power of that
blurring.
Western.
Yeah, that I don't know.
Huh.
I'm wishy washy, I guess. I don't know. I'm like Charlie
Like for me,
Brown.
like there's very few westerns. I like 310 to Yuma. I like.
Yeah, see, I like more modern western. Well, I say modern, like back in that, like the Tombstone and Young Guns and think 80s and 90s westerns.
Yeah.
The modern Clint Eastwood westerns that he did. Now I'm forgetting the names of them, but anyway, yeah. Old westerns, I'm not so much now. About the only old westerns I watch would be like TV shows like Gunsmoke and things like that. But as far as the movies, I like the more modern westerns.
Yeah, I do too. I like my grandma was. Oh, go ahead.
I just Mr. C said, as an entrepreneur, I see a viable business opportunity in his survey. Mr. Steve is looking for new business ventures.
Like I said, I would hate to see his morbid curiosity score.
Oh my gosh, I would want to see Mr. Steve. You need to email a copy of this to Mr. Steve and let him answer it and see what his score is.
Take it online.
Really, send him that link. Put the link in the chat.
Yeah, everybody can take. Man, this thing. Oh, I have to open up the YouTube again because the StreamYard's not letting me. The StreamYard's not letting me do the chat. I have to open up the actual live one.
Yeah, that's one thing about StreamYard. Well, one of the many things about StreamYard is if you're a guest or on somebody else's channel, you can't see the chat through StreamYard.
I can see the chat, and it says a place where to join the chat. But when I try to do that, it says some sort of error.
Oh, that's StreamYard for you.
Yeah.
So Z says, have you watched Caitlin Dowdy? Ask a Mortician. She's really good too. No, I haven't watched her. I have to check her out. Now, the only one I've ever watched is that I think it's Lauren the Mortician.
Oh, I don't know if it went through on the link because I have it signed in under Where Lavender Grows, and I don't think I have a wrench.
Okay.
So I don't
know.
I don't know.
Let me see.
It looks like it did though.
Oh yeah, you are under. I thought I gave you a wrench under Where Lavender Grows. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get YouTube to come up, and I'll give you a wrench on.
I could also switch to my other account on the here. Now I think I can. There we go.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I got it. There we go.
Yeah, JP mentioned True Grit. Yeah. True Grit.
Oh, True Grit.
Yep, John Wayne.
My grandma would watch. She loved John Wayne.
John Wayne, yeah.
And I didn't care for it, but True Grit was one of the exceptions.
Yeah.
And I even like, and it's hard for me to pick between. I like both the old True Grit and the new one with what's his name?
I haven't watched many new
Jeff
movies,
Bridges?
so Jeff Bridges.
Yeah,
I like
there's
Jeff
two-
Bridges.
There's a newer True Grit.
I might have to check that out. I have watched the original one with John Wayne, all the way through probably once, and then bits and pieces. Right, so there's the link to this survey. So Mr. Steve, I know he's still here. He just you take that test, and we want to know the results. Or anybody can take it. You have to give us the result. You're getting shamed. What?
Shamed for the
What are you getting shamed for?
I think because I have a hard time deciding between which True Grit I really like.
Oh, the new one or the original?
Yeah, John Wayne is. Someone says John Wayne is the best. I think
JP says I'll watch westerns only if whiskey is involved. Miss Peggy's gonna check out the survey.
Okay.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, Miss Z shamed you. Says for shame, Josh. Jeff Bridges is in the new one, and John Wayne is the best. I like John Wayne. Yeah, I like John Wayne. But I like Jeff Bridges too. And like I said, if I watch Western movies, it's modern Westerns. Now I can watch old timey, back in the day Western TV shows all day long. Bonanza, Gunsmoke, Wagon Train, The Rifleman, all those like that. Of course, that might have something to do with. Well, I grew up my grandparents watched them, but when I was doing home health caregiving, obviously older people, so that we watched a lot of old Western TV shows.
It's kind of funny in the podcast with Scrivener and Lori there, they talk about how even people not interested very much, there's still a morbid curiosity with like old games, like with cops and robbers and hide and seek.
Yeah.
Elements of, just like the puppies and the cats hiding, pouncing, and
Yep.
Oh, Unforgiven. Yeah.
Yes, Unforgiven. I like Unforgiven. Yep.
Oh, what's the one where I never really cared for Clint Eastwood either. But I liked, what was it, where he comes in like the Pale Rider, or where he plays is it the one that he plays I don't know if he was a real priest, but he comes in and kind of like saves the town from a gang of thieves.
If my mom was here, she could tell you she loves Clint Eastwood
like the
movies.
Magnificent Seven.
Yeah, he had Pale Rider. She loved that. He had a High Plains Drifter, I think was him. But I don't know. Like I said, I watched bits and pieces of them with her, but Mustang said Chisholm Trail.
Steve is adding to the questionnaire.
Oh, good. Yeah. So Steve says they missed a couple of questions. 25, I'm curious of what files are on Mr. Steve's computer. 26, I would enjoy seeing Mr. Steve's picture library. Once again, I'm torn on that. I don't know. As long as there's no creepy mannequin pictures, I could probably, I want to see your picture library. Maybe, I don't know. I love Mr. Steve, but sometimes he scares me.
Number 27, I'd like to have a crime scene talk with Mr. Steve in Waffle House.
Yes, most definitely. I've been saying that forever. Let me get down to that. Where's it at? Did I miss that? Or did you add that? Was that an ad that you added?
I added that one.
Yes. Yes. We want a.
I think I'm in trouble tonight.
Ms. Z's getting you again. She says, Josh, you have us worried. Not a fan of John Wayne, Clint Eastwood, and Waffle House. So is that the 3 strikes are out rule? Are you out?
I'm in trouble.
We're going to have to throw Josh out. Oh, JP says he didn't study for this test. None of us did, in case you haven't noticed. We're just free falling here. We're playing Tom Petty. We're free falling here.
Oh
goodness.
Wasn't it?
Z says yes to both of Mr. Steve's questions. Absolutely. Oh
my goodness. Wow.
Are you talking, JP? Are you talking to Josh? He says, and do you like sugar frosted cornflakes?
Oh my.
Are you talking about? Go ahead.
When I was living in Brazil, the only cereal you could have, or that was where I was living at least, was cornflakes. That was it.
With sugar or no sugar?
No sugar. But if you were lucky,
no.
you could find the sugar coated the cornflakes, and but the milk was already sweet there. It came in the cartons.
Yeah.
Like the 1 liter. Yeah. Cartons.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was too sweet for me to do, like.
Yeah.
I don't like Fruit Loops. But while I was there, I had a craving for Fruit Loops.
Uh-huh.
And I couldn't find it anywhere. I went to a market in Curitiba, and the only one I could find of Fruit Loops was a 5 kilo. Was that like 12 pounds or?
Don't get me lying. I don't know my weights and measures.
5 kilos of Fruit Loops. It lasted me the whole time.
I was gonna say 5 kilos is a lot. But I could probably do some damage to 5 kilos of Fruit Loops in a short amount of time. And I cannot, if I eat corn flakes, they had to be frosted flakes. I can't eat them without sugar.
Oh, JP.
Z says, drink some whiskey and you pass the test. JP says, it is a necessary question for the survey. It's important. And put whiskey in your cornflakes. That's just ruining good whiskey. I'm sorry. You cannot ruin good whiskey or any kind of whiskey. I don't care. I'll drink cheap whiskey. Back when I still drank, back in my younger days. I'm too old for that mess now. Mr. Steve says, scary part of this survey is at some point in my life, each of these questions was a random thought. Thankfully, I've been tested as normal. I want to question who tested you as normal.
Yeah.
Once again, I love you, Mr. Steve. Yeah, we're gonna need a second opinion maybe on that. I don't know. We love you, Mr. Steve. God bless you. We do, but
cornflakes. I do like cornflakes with a banana.
Yes, I love frosted flakes with a banana in it. Oh God, that used to be. I lived on that as a kid. I'm telling you, that would be breakfast. It could be lunch. It could be supper, or all three. Yes, Boston said they are sweet, but yeah, sweet and not healthy. I try to eat more healthy. About the only cereal I eat now, well, every once in a while I'll have some Frosted Flakes or some Fruit Loops or some peanut butter Captain Crunch. But now I can eat, is it Honey Nut Cheerios? The ones that, the Cheerios that have a little bit of sweet on them. I can eat those.
You know what I really
Anyway,
love? I love
what?
shredded wheat with honey.
Oh yeah, I can eat shredded wheat. I've never had it with honey though. I'll have to try that.
I love it with honey. I and
Ooh,
I
that
ate that
sounds
as a
good.
kid. I was a weird
Yeah.
kid. I had the puffed wheat. I could do the puffed wheat, the
Mm-hmm.
puffed wheat, and the shredded wheat. Um, and I liked plain Cheerios.
I can say no. I have to have a little bit of. I think it's I don't know, the honey nut Cheerio, whatever Cheerios it is that has just a little bit of coating of sweet on it. I can eat those. Uh,
Cookie Crisp. I
oh,
haven't
Cookie
seen
Crisp.
I haven't seen that in years. Is it
I
still
haven't
around?
either. I don't know. I'll have to look next time I'm working when I'm shopping groceries. I'll have to look. I want some peanut butter Captain Crunch. I mentioned it. Now I want it. So Mr.
Captain
Steve
Crunch.
says, I will argue that almost everyone in true crime has thought of many of these questions. Absolutely. I agree. I've thought of many of them.
Oh, Walmart has it.
Walmart
Hmm.
has it. Oh, yeah, I will have to look. Boston, excuse me. Boston says Cookie Crisp is good on vanilla ice cream with
Yeah.
chocolate syrup. Oh, they only have it in bags. Hey, bags, box. I don't care. I'll eat it. Uh, now y'all got me wanting cereal at almost midnight time here. Anyway, goodness gracious. Do we have any more questions? We got
Well, there's a
sidetracked.
lot more of them, but I don't think I'm gonna read them all. I
That's
think
fine. That's
what
fine.
about a deadliest toxin in the world? What are you curious about the deadliest toxin in the world would do to the body?
What it would do to the body, I'm sure I could probably imagine what it would do to the body. It wouldn't be good. What is the deadliest toxin in the world? That would be my question. And what about is it the what is it, the fish that has a deadly toxin that people do eat it, but it has to be cooked just exactly right, or it can be deadly.
What was that? Say that again.
It's a kind of fish that people eat, but
Oh, the
it has a
puffer fish.
toxin, huh?
The puffer fish.
Puffer fish, yes.
Yeah.
People eat it, but if it's not cooked exactly right,
I thought
you
you
could die
were
from
talking
it.
about trusting your chef.
I know. There's no way I would.
I had a friend that recently returned from Japan and a went to a puffer fish.
Uh huh.
Mm, mm-mm.
No, I don't trust anybody that much. I wouldn't even trust a family member with it. I mean, because mistakes are made. People make mistakes, and I mean, uh,
Oh my
oh,
BTK.
Ms. Z says it's been a blast, but I have to check out for the night. Love y'all. Hopefully, I will see you Sunday night. Thank you, Ms. Z, for being here. It's always a
Thank you,
pleasure
Ms.
to
Z.
have. Yes, so definitely once
Absolutely.
again, check out
Check
Charles Monkeys United. They will be live Sunday, 8 p.m. Eastern. They're also live Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. Please do check them out. They are wonderful. BTK, wait, Mr. Steve said BTK and his cereal box display was a classic. I haven't heard of it. Have I not heard about BTK's cereal box display? Or maybe I just forgot.
I was trying to figure that one out. I don't know.
Elaborate, Mr. Steve. Oh, Mustang's heard of it. She said, Mr. Steve, yes, it was. Y'all have to enlighten me. To me, that's creepy. I don't know. Just weird things creep me out. BTK having a cereal box display.
Oh, it's a post Toasties cereal box propped up against a sign on a rural road in Sedgwick County. The letters BTK were on the front of the cereal box.
Oh, I thought you meant he had I thought he meant BTK had a display of cereal boxes. So did he put it there, or did somebody else put it there?
Okay, ABC News affiliate uh, KAKE TV in Wichita reports that it received a postcard purportedly from the self-coined BTK
Mm-hmm.
on Tuesday, and it had directions to the package.
Oh, okay. So we don't know if it's actually him that put it there or not.
I have no idea.
Wow.
The letters BTK were on the front of the cereal box. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
So
did
it
not
could.
reveal the contents of the box, though.
Ooh, what's in the box? What's in the box? Ooh, I haven't watched Seven in a while. I need to watch that.
Seven with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, Morgan Freeman and Brad Pitt. You know, what's in the
Brad Pitt.
box? Huh?
Oh
Yeah.
my!
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I'm not going to give it away for anybody who hasn't seen
I haven't
Seven.
seen that in years.
Oh God, I love Seven. I've watched it back in the day. I watched it a million times.
I watched that one and Along Came a Spider.
Yes, that's a good one.
Another Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman. Yep. And I think that was based on a book. Is that one of the Alex Cross books or a different character? I'm pretty sure Along Came a Spider is based on a.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Steve said he referenced one of his victims with a doll tied up. Oh no, we talked about dolls earlier. Or no, maybe it's before we started. Me and Josh were talking about dolls. We don't do dolls or clowns. So BTK referenced one of his victims with a doll tied up. Yeah.
Ooh.
BTK is just, I don't know. To me, he's evil up there on the par with Richard Ramirez, kind of in a different way. But I mean, to me, Richard Ramirez was just pure evil. I've said this a million times too. I cannot even look at pictures of Richard Ramirez with the eyes. I can't. Can't do it.
What about taxidermy? I have a story. When I was in Switzerland, this past last year, I was there with my mom and my ex-wife, and we went to the 11th century castle that had a dead frog exhibit. Anthropomorphized. They were playing poker. They were in a classroom. They were soldiers. They were at a dinner table, and they were actual dead frogs.
Oh gosh. Speaking of frogs, because when I was in school in biology, was it biology where you had to dissect the frog? Do they still even do that anymore in schools, or are they just?
Well, at least at the university they do.
Do they? But we did it in like high school. Because I remember,
yeah.
Because it didn't faze me. It didn't bother me at all. But one of the guys actually in the classroom fainted when he saw the frog. Anyway, no, that didn't faze me, so that wouldn't bother me, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I love animals, but it didn't bother me when we had to do the dissection of the frog.
Yeah.
I don't know. So Mustang asked Mr. Steve who he thinks the worst serial offender is. That's a good question for everybody. God, I don't know. They're all bad, obviously. It depends on if you go by body count, by methodology, the way they did it. I don't know. But like I said, to me, as far as the closest thing to pure evil, to me would be Ramirez. I don't know, just something about him.
It's so weird that the Elisa Lam case
Elisa
was
Lam,
in the same place.
Yeah, the same motel that Richard Ramirez stayed in. Yep.
And that's weird. That is one of the weirdest ones. I mean, up on that floor in that elevator, the security footage, and her doing
the thing. Yeah, the look. Yep.
And then that Asian novel that is the same thing, a girl being found in a water tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. I haven't read it.
And it involves an elevator spirit.
Really?
Yeah, that's.
Did it come out? I'm assuming did it come out before Elisa Lam?
Yeah, it came out before.
Huh. No, I'm gonna have to now. Josh, come on, you got me going down more rabbit holes. So I wonder if that's where some people got the idea. If they had read that book and then Alyssa Lamb happened, and like, oh, this is what happened. Because there's different, a lot of people say, because I think her family said that she did have mental health issues. I don't know if it's bipolar or something, that's schizophrenia. Because everybody wondered, which would kind of explain the maybe she was seeing things with the elevator thing, and then a lot of people question how and why she ended up in the water or the water thing. But then some people who say it doesn't have anything to do with the supernatural forces or whatever say that people with schizophrenia or whatever it was, they look for small spaces to get into. But in my opinion, I mean, I don't know, I'm split on this, but in my opinion, she could have found a smaller, a different small place to get into besides crawl,
There's a
getting up
lot of
there and
obstacles to get to where
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, it'd been very hard for her to get up there and then open because apparently the thing she had to open was very
Yeah,
heavy.
but then they had years of news footage
Uh-huh.
that went over, and there were multiple times that those doors were open.
Were left open or
Yeah, from news footage that they gathered
yeah.
from the helicopter and news had
Mm-hmm.
done so many, and over the years there had been so many times where that those doors had been left open, and you can see it in the news footage.
Yeah, so maybe it was already open and she didn't have to open it and just crawled in. Yeah.
I can't remember. Did they say it was closed? No, I think
I can't remember. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I
I
looked at,
felt
looked into it.
I felt so bad they were French tourists or German tourists. I can't remember. They were on one of the documentaries, and they were describing how bad the water was, and it was so bad.
Yeah, they said the water
I
was
felt like,
that
oh
was
my goodness!
yeah, and then she
Could
was
you
found in
imagine?
there. Yeah.
Could you
Ugh.
imagine being one of the people staying in it and
Mm-mm,
finding
mm-mm.
that out?
No, 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 no. All right, so Mr. Steve said in answer to Mustang's question, Andre, I'm going to butcher this last name, Andre Chikatilo is way up there as he did both women and children. I'm not familiar with that name. I'm going to have to look that one up.
The only reason why I'm familiar with that one is one of the students in the horror class did, not this one, but in a previous one I did their profile on Andre.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what time frame and what where was did he do his crimes or whatever or operate?
Oh, I
Did
want to
you write
think
off in?
in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So back in the heyday of
And this
the
is in Russia, I think.
oh in Russia? Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I haven't heard of it. I don't do it. I need to branch out and and look into serial offenders outside of the United States. Which that reminds me, I mentioned I can't remember what live stream. It might have been on one of our missing person Mondays. I wanted to maybe start a series maybe once a month of just taking a look at different serial offenders, maybe some lesser known ones.
There's like the Brazilian butcher too.
Yeah, and and Ms. Farr said, "Can you do some from Australia?" I'm like, "I'll do them from anywhere." Yeah, because we've all studied and looked at all the big names, but we have. Go ahead.
There was a national park or hiking trail serial killer out there in Australia too.
Yeah, yep. Yeah. That might have been the one she was talking about because she just asked me, "Can you do some from Australia?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm open for suggestions." Because I think I actually came up with the idea because in a lot of the missing persons cases that we share and talk about, they sometimes in the information it mentions they may have been a victim of such and such serial offender, and I'm like, I've never heard of him, so then I have to go down the rabbit hole and look up this person. So I was thinking about featuring ones like that don't get mentioned or that we haven't heard of, maybe once a month or so on a Friday or whatever.
That's another thing that I would ask on this survey is like I like deep dives into
Oh
yeah,
yeah, I like some deep dives. Yeah.
like I can spend hours
Hmm.
like skewering the internet and everything to find every bit of information on, and I'll
Oh
get
yeah.
locked into it.
Oh yeah, I will too. I will too. Give me a name that I've never heard of or a crime I've never heard of or something, and I will, I'll start it like, 8, 9 o'clock at night, and next thing I know, the sun's coming up, and
I've
I'm
been
still
there
down the
before.
rabbit hole, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and
See, and that blurs. Are you really doing it? Where's the entertainment? Are you doing it for justice or entertainment? Is there selfish motives behind it?
I'm doing it. Well, when I do it, I'm doing it for out of just curiosity. I don't know if it's morbid curiosity. I don't know, but it's just because I want to know more about, who, what, when, where, how, or why. Why? That's the question. Why? Why did they do it? How did they do it? Why did they do it?
I feel like it's just an extension of my toddler self. Why?
Exactly. Why?
Why?
Why? Exactly. Because I'm always why? Why?
Why?
Why? Yeah. I agree. I agree. So Mustang says that this Chikatilo may have unalived over 50 people. Wow. And I was also thinking about doing, what's his name? The Samuel Little. He confessed to what, over 90 or so, and I think police have actually proved or found evidence of at least 60. So that's pretty prolific. I can't remember where he operated. I think it was based. I think actually he does have a victim that was found here in Arkansas. But yeah, Sam Little has always fascinated me. Just so Mr. Steve says, I'm absolutely sure the worst has not been identified and is currently active. Mobility and technology allows for maximum evil to thrive. I know. Oh God, it's just so scary to think that at any given time, how many are active, and their count, their body count, and just I don't
That's
know. It's
curious.
scary.
That's curious to me that you say that, Mr. Steve, because I think in some, like in talks in true crime and classes that I've had, I think there's a perception out there that because of technology and stuff, it's actually harder to actually get away with it,
Hmm.
and that you know the worst is over with.
But I can see where Mr. Steve is coming from. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
in some
Oh,
ways, technology can expose, but then in some ways, if the person, the offender, knows how to use the technology correctly or in a certain way, it can help hide them.
what I've been worried about more is like certainty in establishing, like, because of technology, people being able to frame others and
Yes.
using technology to make it look like, whether it's
Hmm.
DNA, uh,
Hmm.
put
Or
make it look like
AI.
someone else's AI. Uh,
Don't get me started on AI.
oh my goodness, that's a big topic.
That's another, yeah, AI. I'm telling you.
We're gonna be here
Mm-mm.
all night if I open up AI.
I know. I know. Oh,
That's kind of crazy in that, but yeah.
but yeah, you're right with the technology. Yeah, it was much easier. It'd be much easier to frame people, and
You
yeah,
would think.
you would think. Yeah, you would think. Yeah, it's
Mm.
scary. It's scary. I'm telling you. Either AI or zombies are going to take us out. That's going to be the apocalypse. That is my
One of the
opinion.
yeah. Was it another thing that we've explored before that I've asked is maybe even to add onto that, what about people who interject themselves into uh into crimes?
Hmm. Are you
Is
talking
that a
about the
type of
offender?
curiosity? What's that?
Are you talking about the offender or just people interjecting themselves into crimes or the offender?
Well, like other people who are not actually connected to the crime interject, putting themselves in
Yeah,
the investigation and part
yeah,
of the
yeah. It can mess things up. I would say that
yeah,
much.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Mr. C says people also believe a locked door guarantees safety. That is true.
Oh,
Because I
Mr.
said,
Steve, I gotta sleep tonight.
I know. See, and I talked earlier about how my doors are locked 24/7, but yeah, it does not always guarantee safety. I
And
know.
now the Nancy Guthrie case is like,
Oh my God, yes.
yeah,
You see, I was talking about my worst nightmare is somebody coming in the house, your safe space, and coming in and taking you, and that's exactly apparently what happened to her. Uh, and you would think that she would have a security system with locked doors and alarms. You would
and
think.
a
Now I don't
and
know.
a subscription.
Yeah, and the subscription, but apparently
She
the she didn't pay the subscription or something. I don't know if that had anything to do with maybe the alarms didn't go off, but I think it has something to do with why they are having so much trouble getting the video is because they didn't have the subscription. So I don't know. But
yeah, and
that's
then
become a whole thing. Huh?
sliding doors. I don't think I'd
I
buy a house with sliding doors.
No, I have never lived in a house with sliding doors. They are too easy. Even with those things that you can put in that supposedly keeps you from being able to open them. No. No sliding doors. My perfect house would be built of some kind of impenetrable cinder blocks or steel with maybe one window that was reinforced and then one door, one way in, one way out, steel door, Do I sound paranoid? Just a little bit. That's the only time I would feel truly safe. Because, like Mr. Steve said, even with the doors locked and the windows locked, I never feel 100% safe. I mean, uh, I don't know. Mustang says she hates sliding doors. I know. And I refuse to stay in a motel room that has sliding doors. I'm like, no, you're going to give me a different room or an inside room or something that doesn't have sliding doors. Mr. Steve says, I don't fear what I know. It's what I need to know and don't as to what one should fear. Absolutely. The fear of the unknown.
Is that maybe another kind of removing the fear of the unknown? Is that another reason to consume true crime?
Possibly. Possibly. That's a good point. It's a good point. And that might kind of play into because another thing, very few things terrify me. Being in total darkness is one thing that terrifies me, and it's the fact the dark doesn't bother me, but what could be in the dark that I can't see and that is unknown is what scares me. So I always have to have some kind of light, just like I have to have my TV on. So I don't know. It's just anyway. Yes, we fear what we don't know. Absolutely.
I just don't like to be stuck. That's mine.
Don't like to be what?
I don't mind the dark as long as I'm not stuck.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. If I'm somewhere, I have to know where the exit is, where I can get out in case something happens. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Mm-mm-mm. All right. How long we on? Oh, we've been here 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it was. It's been a while since I've done a
Yeah.
4 hour.
Yeah, and I'm feeling my voice starting to go. So, do you have anything? Any last thoughts? Any last words, last thoughts, Josh or Chad, and then we will get out of here.
Well, I just think, when I thought about this in morbid curiosity, I really, I guess to tie it up a little bit, I'm even more fascinated by the human predilection for the curiosity about this.
Mm-hmm.
And uh, and Waffle House coffee. I don't understand.
You
Those
got
are
to bring
two
up the
things I
waffle.
don't understand.
Goodness
The two
gracious.
things on my list I don't understand.
Waffle House coffee. I thought you understood. No, you don't understand Waffle House coffee, right?
I don't understand people's attraction to it. And
Oh,
like,
well, I don't understand people's attraction to any kind of coffee because I'm not a coffee drinker. So, you're not going to get any argument from me there. So Mr. Steve says, I can tell you one truth. Evil does not care about the technology and will find a victim regardless of advances. Absolutely. Yeah. If they're, it goes for anything with serial offenders, people who want to take advantage of other people, do nefarious things. If they want to do it bad enough, no matter what, they are going to find a way to do it. Absolutely. And that is probably the scariest thing.
Mr. Steve ends us on a very cheery note.
Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Steve, for bringing us down. No, I'm kidding. No, we always sincerely love Mr. Steve's input.
Yeah,
once again, he's one of the smartest people I've ever come in contact with as far as true crime goes. And obviously he was former law enforcement, former CSI, or I'll say former. He's retired. He still has all the skills. But yeah, we always love when Mr. Steve comes in and blesses us, graces us with his knowledge. Please do check out True Crime Web for anybody who hasn't. If there's anybody out there still who has not checked out Mr. Steve and True Crime Web, what are you doing with your life? Once again, I ask.
Just avoid the the BK mannequin.
The what?
The BK mannequin.
Oh yeah, yes. I love Mr. Steve. I just don't love the BK mannequin, even though Mr. Steve created it.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, thank you, Mustang. Got in True Crime Web link. Please do check him out. He hasn't done anything lately. Well, I mean, he has been doing stuff lately on the road, helping families. But as far as the channel, but there's a plethora of fantastic content on his channel that you can go check out. Just beware, once again, of the mannequins. You never know when one's going to pop up in a video. So just be forewarned. If you want a jump scare, then go ahead. Be my guest.
I'm going live on Sunday at 6.
Excellent. So Josh will be live at 6.
Where Lavender Grows.
Yeah, I'm sure Mustang will get the link in there. Thank you once again to all the mods, especially Mustang is so good about getting the links in. Keeping things under control, keeping the trolls out, which we don't have a lot of trouble with trolls, thank goodness. So, except for honorary trolls, obviously. We have JP and we have Echoes. There are honorary trolls.
I'm sure somebody's considered me an honorary troll at some point.
Oh,
maybe Mr. Steve.
Yeah. But honorary trolls are good. You're a good troll. There are good trolls and bad trolls. We like the good trolls. Did we lose Josh again? Or did he turn off his camera?
I don't know.
I can still hear you.
You can still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you. All right, there is Josh's link. Thank you, Mustang. Yep. Yeah, I can still hear you. I just can't see you.
Yeah, my camera shut off for some reason.
Well, it's probably tired. It probably says you've been on here too long.
Yeah,
it's time to get off.
It's time to shut off.
All right. So on that note, Josh, thank you so much. It was a blast. Always love. Josh is another one of the smartest people that I've come across. So thank you for being here. We'll have to do it again, sir.
Absolutely.
Yeah, just always enjoy having you, whether in chat or as a guest or co-host. Oh, as I say, co-host, not guest. A co-host. And we'll be looking forward to your live stream 6 p.m. Sunday.
6 p.m. Sunday Central
Time, yeah. And then I will be back, barring any technical difficulties. We will try again Monday. Missing Person Monday, doing Boise, Idaho. I think is what we were supposed to do this week until I had my train wreck or my Doodle has train wrecks. I have my dumpster fires. So we will do that. I've got to do better on getting my videos uploaded throughout the week. I've just been lots of stuff going on around here. But anyway, I will quit blabbing. Once again, thank you to Josh. Thank you to everybody in chat. Thank you to lurkers. Thank you to replay crew. We love replay crew. And I will trying to multitask. Let me take that. Oh no. Oh, add Josh back in. Okay. I was trying to do that. There we go. Pushing buttons. Watch out. All right. So I will leave you with the outro, my new outro, and I will see you guys hopefully Monday. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye, Josh. Let me find my outro. What did I do with it? There it is.